Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, episode number 97 of the podcast. We're still shorthanded over here on the From the Sidelines cast and crew, but we're making do and we're pushing through. That rhymed, and I'm still proud of that intro. So welcome on in, boys. Episode 97 of the show. We have a special guest that we are going to be bringing in just a short minute. But before we do that, we got to bring in our co-host, the only other loyal member of the show, who's been here for it all. You know, just me and you, Hatch, as it was destined to be.
I'm here, dude. 97. I'm a 97 baby. It seems to work out that way. You know, not too bad. But, you know, I'm excited to get into this episode. I got some good questions for our guests here. You know, we shared some very intimate memories in the last event, so it's gonna be very fun to talk about. You know, so I'm excited. No,
it was cool. We had a good time with him out in Dallas in the Mud Bowl.
I got the thumbnail, dude. I got the thumbnail.
Oh, dude, we
made the best of Sunday for sure.
We gave him a professional thumbnail, but you know, he's already talking there. But we'll let our audio listeners know who he is in just a short minute here. Before we do that, we got to talk about our sponsors, guys. Come on, they are the people who pay for the episode of the show to be on the air, and we love and appreciate them. First off, we have Liquid IV, which, if you notice, they've got some new packaging. They sent me a box with some of the new products and new boxes in them. So hey, yeah, check it out. You'll see a lot of these. I've actually noticed like Target, Walmart started to carry the new stuff. So yeah, check it out. There's new flavors available online at liquidiv.com. You can check out the new kind of packs and like what is it, bundles, I think they call them, because they'll do like a couple boxes of strawberry, and you want one of the I don't know, the sugar-free kind as well. We can throw one of those in as well. Liquidiv.com. They can do a lot of great things for you. If you head over there and use code Mafia_Mafia, you could save 20% off at checkout and get free shipping. We definitely recommend that you head over there, grab the great hydration multiplier, and yeah, save yourself when you're out at the field. Brandon was a big fan of Liquid IV.
Lemon lime.
Lemon lime's mine. It's golden cherry.
His was golden cherry.
God, you're already forgetting him, man. That's so sad.
God damn it, dude.
We also have on the show today NECTR Energy. It's the great little caffeine neurotropic pouch. One of the first ones in the world, I think. I actually saw a marketing thing about them the other day claiming that, so I'm going to claim it as well. The first caffeine pouch in the world. NECTR.energy is where you're going to head over to get more information. It's like Zyn, but take out nicotine and tobacco and add in caffeine and a neurotropic, and bada bing, bada boom. There you go. You got your product. They've got a lot of great flavors over online at NECTR.energy. Head over there, use promo code MafiaProductions. Get a buy two, get one free, and free shipping at checkout. And they do like to hook up people who use our code. I've gotten stories and DMs of people being like, I only ordered 3 cans. I have a whole roll. There you go. You know, you got some free product for supporting us here on the show and supporting NECTR Energy. So thank you to our friends over there at NECTR Energy. NECTR.energy is where you'll head to grab some of the product. And last but not least, our last sponsor tonight, Welts Clothing, weltsclothing.co. Yeah, Scott Stewart and the boys down there in Texas, we love the stuff they do. They have some awesome new hats available for this month's Welts Wednesday. Their limited apparel drop that they do at the beginning of every single month. So stay tuned to their website, weltsclothing.com. And yeah, use code FTS. Save yourself some money at checkout over there, as well as you're getting some awesome apparel and supporting some great people inside of paintball. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our guest. We've talked about him a little bit before. We got to bring him in. Wait, I'm sorry. Who just joined our call? How did he get in here?
Wow.
Who is that?
What's going on? Wait, what?
What the heck? Who is that?
Brandon.
That's Dang, that is Brian.
Oh my God. He's back.
Is that who I think it is?
What's going on? What?
Hey, it's Tuesday, boys.
Dang! With
Brandon's
the Welts
alive!
Clothing hat?
What? I'm so confused. What's going on? How are you here?
What? I've just been stranded. That's it. I was stranded for a little bit. I'm good.
We were told that you were killed. Like you died.
I thought Danny Lincoln got you, bro.
Oh, it was close. It was fucking close. He almost had me, but sent me to paradise. You know, that was the actual words. I was sent back to paradise.
Okay. Well, shit. So Michelle was lying to us. Was she trying to get the life insurance? Was that what that was?
She did take out a life insurance claim on me. Yeah.
Wait, she did? Like post death? Is that? Can you do that?
Am I dead?
Maybe he was missing in that time frame.
That's a good point. Yeah, just slightly MIA to his new Latina newlywed wife. Well, all right. Well, hey guys, Brando's back. He's here. He's alive. Air horn. Round of applause. There you go. Brandon's here. He's alive. We're happy to have him back. And he did cut me off because we were just gonna introduce our guest, who we got to bring him now. He's the other member of HK Army's premier media team. I guess that's a good way to say it, but they do a lot of awesome stuff. Him and Danny Lincoln, who we have had previously on the show. So hey, if you haven't checked that episode out, go back and watch it if you're interested. But tonight we have our friend Danny Quinn. Same Danny, you know, but changed up a little bit. Goes by DQ Films. You guys may know him from some of the great work he's done with Dirter in the past, as well as just throughout paintball and throughout the paintball era. Man, hi, welcome in. How you doing? What's up?
Thank you. Great intro. Incredible.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm on it this week. All right, we're doing it. I'm happy Braden's back.
I'm stoked to be here. Thank you for having me. Let's get into it.
Hell yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
Short, sweet, to the point. Love to hear that. We do have some questions for you tonight, as well as there's been some other topics and stuff going up in the air. So we'll get on into it, as well as I actually, Hatch knows, I got a little lucky this past week, and we will.
Yes, I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, we'll describe that later on in the show for all of our gaming and potential friends who might understand that. But first, let's get started into this, Danny. I mean, dude, you're working with HK now. What has that been like so far in the past recent years? What kind of brought that on? And how are you doing in that position?
Okay, yeah. A few things there. So yeah, just coming back to paintball in general, because I had taken like a long break away from filming paintball.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I kind of got hooked up with HK. I think more so through Ronnie. I think helped me get that set up. And then
Another friend of the show.
Yeah, Ronnie
Love that guy.
the man. So, I was interested in coming back, and, he needed somebody to, help film when he's playing NXL games, to help with his D-Zone docs and stuff like that. So I was able to, work an event. I had worked with HK maybe back in like 2011 and stuff like that, here or there. But, nice. Coming back, met Josh Howe, who kind of like runs the ship at the actual events, and got on great with him like right away. And it's just been really fun coming back to it. Now I don't really have like as much pressure to like do anything in particular.
Yeah,
I kind of do my thing, and they let me do that. So yeah, I've just been having fun making paintball videos again and being around.
Yeah, fun. I'm gonna be honest. If I employed you and I looked at you with that stash, I'd be like, just film whatever you want, bro. I trust you.
Amen. Hell yeah.
We trust stash men around here.
Yeah, well, I'm working on it. Yeah, I think I was going to cut it off when, the Florida Panthers got knocked out of the playoffs, but it just hasn't happened yet. So
yeah, that's a good point, man.
Stash,
Keeping the run going,
nice, dude.
Trying to copy Hutch here a little bit, but
My God.
Got to curl up the corners.
I see a little towards the end there, a little point starting to form. Yeah, but
amen, dude.
Hatch, you've been having that thing going for like a year and a half now. Like that's been a permanent fixture.
It's definitely, I feel like it's probably been over 2 years now, realistically.
Yeah. Ever since I've been on the team.
Dude, fuck. Okay, look at it like this. It's 2024 now.
Yes.
I started growing it. Remember, I lost the bet to Mike Arena right before World Cup 2021, and we won.
That's true. Yep.
So I've been growing it since 2021. So that's how long I've been a mustached man.
Dude, some of those hairs have been sitting there.
Are you saying you got to cut off the mustache first to win?
No.
Okay, thank God.
Because I still won after. With the SAC event, so curse ain't exist.
Good point. All right.
Damn.
Good point.
I see your logic there, though. That would make a lot of sense, superstition-wise.
Dude, if I didn't win after that, it would make complete sense. But broke the curse myself. So thank you, Brando. Courtesy of you, bro. You helped.
Broke the curse. Oh yeah.
Thank you for the help, bro.
I'll take that.
Well, there we go. Jumping back to the HK side of things, obviously HK sponsors a lot of teams. Is there any, teams, or is there any guys in particular that you enjoy spending time around filming, and or just maybe, guys in the past as well that you've enjoyed working with?
As far as players or other video
players, coaches, could be members of an organization. It could be media people if you've worked on something in tandem, but I just more so meant like subjects, guys that you hang out with a lot as you're filming and working with them.
I would definitely, as far as, current HK sponsored teams, it would obviously be the Houston Heat guys. Since they started, since the team was their first year, they let me be around, which is when you're like the camera guy and you don't want to be too much because you're trying to get genuine stuff out of them. You kind of want to like be a chameleon and kind of just like, you know, be a fly on the wall and get good stuff. But since day one, Sarge and Mama D, like they were doors open. You know, they would let me crash at the place or whatever. You know, obviously guys like Ronnie or LJ would bring me in like, oh, come film with us. But literally everybody on the team, you know, Ryan Moorhead, Chad George, Sam Monville, they're just like always been the coolest dudes to me. They've just always been okay with me being around with the camera. And like, obviously I shoot, you know, vulnerable moments sometimes, you know, when you're in a team meeting after a hard day, you know? So it's kind of like, I appreciate that they let me, you know, be there in their vulnerable moments, because that's when I get the best stuff. And you know, some teams, you know, they're like, who the fuck is this camera guy sticking his camera lens in our huddle? You know, a lot of teams don't want that. Or it's just awkward sometimes.
Yeah. No,
but they've always just been the most open and awesome.
Yeah. And I was going to relate that the trust does go a long way. Like, I mean, that was one of the things that struck me with that first year DMG Pro team for when I was coming back 2021. Like, they were just, yeah, the whole, I mean, I was, you know, invited to dudes' homes within like 2 weekends, and I was like, all right, like, this is great footage. Yeah, this is how you get it. But thanks. Like, they trust me to be there and tell their story. And in the end, it also kind of makes you want to work harder on it, because it's like, all right, I want to make these guys look, you know, dope. I want to make them look as best as I can.
You know, I should be neutral, of course, but obviously, you know, they're the homies, and of course, you know, I love them. So
yeah. And it can provide a motivation. I guess that's where I was trying to relate that to. But you know, maybe in the past, you know, was there a roster or something you remember from maybe your earlier days that you were like, God, it was always great when you walked by their pits or, you know, filmed one of their matches?
I think, you know, maybe for like more fun stuff would be Speed, Miami, kind of like, you know, when they were playing, I was filming like, you know, it was called Open Division. It was,
okay.
I don't know if it was D1, it was like Open. But, you know, they had guys on their team like Damian Ryan, of course, Jerry Desereau, and they would just play, you know, back-to-back points against like Damage and Aftermath. And I think the D1 scene back maybe around like 2008 time was like really entertaining and ruthless and
yeah,
just like some of the best paintball that I ever remember seeing. Like, you know, trash talking, like, you know, I don't see a lot of it going on these days, except for maybe like the NYX guys are really fun sometimes. But guys were really brutal and fun, maybe a little poor. But yeah, I remember the Speed guys were always really fun to just be around because they were complete psycho. And you're always
nice.
gonna get content
awesome.
hanging.
And the way our weird little sport worked is it rewarded those personalities, especially back in those like early to mid 2000s, where, you know, you saw the growth of brands of, you know, dudes like Thomas Taylor, you know, the Matty Marshalls, you know, just name the popular list of guys, the Chris Lasoyas, just because they played in such a way that was so ludicrous and outlandish that people wanted to learn more about them. And then they did learn more about them, and they're like, oh, they're even crazier off the field, like they're even bigger and brighter personalities, and that's, you know, almost hard to do. But yeah, no, it's something that we don't see as much anymore. When Tommy said NYX can't dump loaders anymore, it kind of ended a lot of the trash talk. I mean, like
the line was drawn.
Every like year and a half now we'll get a standoff, but that's about it. Like, that's all the like spicy moments we get.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone throw their gun in a while. You know? No. You know? Yeah. I haven't seen anybody punch a loader in half. You know, it's definitely a little more nice now. Yeah.
That's and one of my favorite videos. It was made recently, which is kind of cool, but it was all footage from Stealth Media. I think Nick is his first name, but he went through and kind of like took all of his old DV tapes and stuff, and then like made a montage today, but with his old footage. And it was just really cool to see, like, you know, because at least it was exported a little better. You could actually see things a little more clearly in high depth, and it was just like seeing all these details of things of, you know, guys. I think it was like 07 Huntington Beach was the event that he like chose to do, and it was, yeah, it's one of my personal favorite videos to like go back and watch that was made like in the past couple of years, because it's a time capsule, and it's literally called Time Capsule, which is, you know, great name.
Nice.
But it's just cool to see, like, wow, that's what paintball was like 12 years ago, and it's probably one of the better quality versions of that I've seen.
You know,
It's funny you
I
bring him up. He actually
go ahead.
just reached out to me like 2 days ago on Instagram.
Let's go.
And I
Okay.
had never really like known him. You know, it was very like his stuff was so good when I was like first starting to make paintball videos. You know, it's still kind of like divisional stuff. And he was like the sick West Coast dude making the the dope like aftermath videos and all these amazing content that really inspired me and made me want to be better and do my stuff on the East Coast as well. So yeah, he was always one of the best.
Hell yeah. No, I got where you're going there. No, it's it is kind of cool. I mean, there's been so many generations of paintball media, quote unquote, and a lot of that is kind of for a negative reason because it's very hard to retain paintball media. It's hard to stay in when Cassidy Sanders get offered 6 figures a year to go work in esports. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, HK, love you guys, you're the homies, but like I'm gonna go make money and like take care of my family. And so like that happens a lot of the quality people end up leaving for some other greener pasture. But sometimes we do see faces like yours. I know we've seen Monkey with a Gun showing up a little bit recently at events in the past year, thanks to the guys over at Hormesis. Miko's really kind of inspired that and brought some of the older guys back, so it is kind of cool to see some of the guys who are here at the earliest days. Maybe they've moved different ways, maybe they went to different industries, but now they've kind of they're touching back in and showing up and making some new art.
Paintball just has a way to do that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right when you think you've made it away, you get sucked back in. But
absolutely, I feel like there's it's like an unsaid code where you just like have to come back sooner or later, and that's why they have like that point system when you're out of the time for the year and then your points go down, so now you can like start smurfing in the lower divisions. It's a real thing.
Dude, it does make regional paintball tournaments kind of deceiving though, because like I saw that at Seapool when I went out to Seapool this last it was a couple weekends ago. I was like, dude, this is D4, but like half these kids know what the fuck they're doing. Like this isn't like what D4 should be. Like this is kids who should be playing D3, maybe even D2 for some of them, but they just don't want to spend money to travel, so they like keep their points low enough.
There's homegrown killers,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, it can get crazy, and I know that exists in other places around the country too. I know Texas has like a huge like middle division scene in like D3, D4, D2. Christian always tells me about it, and I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. It's a lot of information. Shout out in the pits. Brandon or Hatch, do you guys have a question for DQ? I'll let one of you guys get one in early.
Yeah, I got one. So you were filming paintball a decade ago, right? 12 years ago. Were you playing before that? And then, if you were, like, what inspired you to film instead?
Yeah, so I was playing. I think maybe around like 2004 or something like that. It's kind of like when I really like started playing paintball like every weekend.
Since second grade.
He's OG. He's certified.
Yeah. I mean, why pick up the camera? Because I loved consuming paintball media. Like I would go to like Barnes and Noble and stuff and like find every Faceful or like any kind of media I can get my hands on.
That's sick.
And then I started finding paintball DVDs. It's like, this is the coolest thing ever. I want to do this. I just want to copy this. And my sister had like
one's kind of like this
little Sony Handycam.
Yes, sir.
I pulled a stack for you. I got some old ones.
This
here.
is my prized possession. It's still sealed in the plastic copy. Yep. And this was
Nikki and Maddie on that too. Get a little.
That would actually be pretty sick. But shout out, every time I mention it, I gotta give him a shout out. Dufort Media got that to me. Extreme Paintball had like a whole bunch of them, and he's like, dude, they're still sealed and everything. And I was like, hell yeah, I want one. That'd be so dope to like hold on to. So that's my little collector's item. But you know, like you were saying, so like that's how you were consuming and kind of getting into it more was through the media side. I'll cut in a little bit because that's very reminiscent to how I started. I was watching Dan's docs on YouTube with the Planet Eclipse Artifact series and like the roster and stuff like that. When Cinna came in and started to do the Impact series, that's how I started to get more and more into the game. So I could definitely relate to that. Like you started playing it, you love it. Maybe you don't have money to buy a case every month, so you spend more time on PB Nation forums, and then you realize, wait, if I bring a camera out, I can make money while I'm out there. That's a good one, Jawbreaker.
I got the Dan's Jawbreaker number 5 really got me Like I've probably watched this like 500 times. You know?
Yeah,
Damn.
that's
Just
some of
burning up through a DVD player.
that's I think was it Brad Mon and Dan
Yeah.
who worked on that? Yeah.
Yeah, who's also, I saw Brad at the last event.
Yeah.
Like,
No, Brad
know,
showed up. I actually
How cool.
I
you
think
know?
about-
I don't
I
know.
think- well,
To me, that's like seeing like the coolest dude at the paintball field. I'm like, yo, Brad.
yeah,
What's
no,
up?
it was
You're
it
the
was
coolest.
it was kind of cool. Maybe you'll appreciate the story a bit. I think I've told on this show before, but when we filmed Iron Kids, I was a PA for them, and one of my jobs was to go pick up Brad from the airport, and we were filming in like the north part of the Bay Area, so it was like an hour drive there and back. So like, yeah, I was just chatting with Brad, and he's just burly dude in the other front seat, and I was just like, all right, this is cool. It's good to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Very interesting
What a legend.
character. Yeah, funny dude.
Yeah. So,
cool
I
guy.
played a lot of paintball, made it up to like semi-pro-ish. I don't know what it was called in like 2009 when I kind of like had to pick one or the other.
What
I
what
could
team?
tell I
Like
wasn't-
where you were in Florida still?
Yeah, still Florida. So mostly Venom was like my divisional team
Okay.
coming through, Palm Beach Venom. I think a lot of the teams that we were always like pretty good. We didn't win very many events. The guys in the Northwest, DBS, Doodlebug Sports,
Yeah.
DBS kids,
Shout out
they
Dylan.
would always just beat us in the finals. They were just like the nicest dudes. So you don't really get mad when you lose to them, but they're just like a little bit better every time. It's so
Hey.
frustrating.
But it almost makes you want to beat him more because you're like, God
Yeah,
damn it!
just-
Like,
man.
stop smiling and saying
Yeah,
good
yeah,
game.
fucking all
Like, God
nice
damn,
shit.
dude. Like, oh, you had
Shaking
me
my
scared,
hand.
bro. Like,
I hate you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
So,
all funny.
They always kind of got the better of us, I think, mostly in divisionals. But teams like Gridlock or Cross-Eyed or Raiden or other teams like that. There's some really good teams in divisionals that we got to play against.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I was just like, okay, I think I'm kind of okay at this video stuff, so I'm gonna try and focus more on that.
Did you make anything prior? Any video things prior to picking up the camera for paintball?
No, paintball was
No?
the first thing I
The
started
first.
filming.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
badass.
like 15 or something like that.
Okay.
It's like, this is dope. I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
Hard. I didn't know what I was doing because like no one could teach me, and it wasn't really like YouTube tutorials like there is today. So it was just really difficult at first and a lot of trial and error. But
I mean, but
yeah,
that's-
you just
Do you have your first video ever?
no. I don't think it was like on a platform that doesn't even exist, and I don't have those
And
hard
it
drives.
shouldn't exist.
Yeah, it's
It's
good.
one of
Like,
those too. Yeah.
I mean, there's probably someone out there that has it. Like a lot of my videos that I don't have anymore, there's like other people uploading them on YouTube, which I'm like, all right, that's fine. Cool.
What was it?
At least
I don't
people
know
get to
how
see it.
that name- I don't even remember. No, it was just been like a practice video of
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
local.
Yeah, that was the same exact one for me. It was like a random Saturday practice. That was like my
Yeah.
first ever paintball, and like, yeah, I was naming something weird. I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
No, no, it's just funny how a lot of the creative things can be very similar.
Yeah, it's not a unique story. It's that's
No,
kind of how everyone does
well,
it. Yeah,
but I guess maybe not even unique to you, to our audience it might be, because I don't know how many of them are kind of into more media or creative aspects of stuff, but there's a lot of similarities of getting to that point of like, I don't know how to do this, but this is something I'm passionate about, so I just want to learn. For me, the one that got me into it was I was was into the whole dance world at the time. I was a competitive dancer for a large amount of years, and honestly, I just like getting cool videos of you dancing didn't exist, so like I just wanted to like learn how to do it so I could make videos for our group, and like we could make YouTube stuff. It was kind of really before the TikTok dancing era and all that stuff, but it was like kind of starting, and we're like, yeah, this is something cool to do. That's what got it started for me, and that's like what made me learn Premiere, what made me get into all this stuff and like dive deeper into it. And through that, I had the tools and the ingredients ready kind of to jump over to paintball. And then when I had my first opportunity there, like, all right, cool. Now I've always loved this. I haven't had a chance to film it yet, but now I do. And oh wait, I already know how to film. Cool. We'll all right, awesome. We'll take this opportunity. We'll see what comes from this. And that was Road to World Cup, and I'm still here 7 years later. Fuck.
yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Doesn't feel good saying it like that.
Makes you feel old because I've been playing for 10 years now.
Yeah,
So,
you've been through 2
definitely.
Mud Bowls, so yeah, you have that on your
Yeah.
record.
Won one of them. You know what I'm saying? So what's up? But I'm excited.
You won PSP Dallas?
Yeah, 2020.
How have we not talked about this? I feel like that's so dope.
We have. We definitely.
I know
Randall,
you
back me up.
I know you went to the event.
I'll assume that we talked about it on the show. I've heard you talk about it like outside of the like at the paintball field and everything. I'm gonna assume we talked about it on the show, but it might have been early on.
Yeah. Definitely.
No biggie. You won.
That event was insane.
Yeah. Good to know now.
Yeah.
Don't want to
I
tell us
remember,
that
that mud was so bad because the thing is about that event was the mud came in on like the first day. That was when it was like the splish splash taking a bath type of shit. But then once it started, like the next couple days, it was getting hot.
Yeah, and it was just
now
that
at that
injury
point,
mud almost.
It was clay, right? And you get your feet not planted right, and you get them planted too good, your cleats for sure coming off.
Cleats coming off,
and,
ACL snapping, MCL snapping, Achilles on the way out, like.
And that was definitely when paintball guns definitely didn't have as much waterproofing as they do now. Like the CS3 is so good in the water. Like you've seen so many videos of like Planet Eclipse team just diving in the water and coming up and being perfectly fine forever, right?
Perfectly fine forever is a bold claim, but yes, they still work through that
for
point.
The most part, dude. Definitely for the most part, right?
Yeah, until they get to the pits and short out, and then a tech needs to work on it.
But I mean, mine's never shorted out like too crazy, except for one time
in Vegas.
Yep. No, it was
No.
That was definitely the Chicago one where Chicago 22, where that Sunday was just bananas raining right out of nowhere. That was the one where we did that original meme, Ryan. Remember that original reel?
Yeah, I remember. We haven't had too many good weather events in the last couple of years. I feel like,
dude,
they've either been blistering hot or just pouring rain for most of the time.
Yeah, or at least one day gets just dumped. At least one, to where the field's like, ew.
Kind of messed up the rest of the time, yeah.
But, or at least where they had to pull out like some kind of like mulch, or where they put mulch on the ground, or pallets to where you could walk over them, or something.
Shout out to NXL, because like they're
have always to do that,
but
they're always on deck with it.
You know, we always give them credit where they get credit, and yeah, the ops team does a good job. They do kind of, all right, we got to wake up at 4 a.m. and start fucking, getting pallets over the field so people can at least walk to where they need to go. They do a good job of making it, a shitty situation a little bit better, the best they can at least.
Absolutely. I would much rather walk over pallets than walk through like ankle deep mud.
Yeah, losing your shoe along the way,
easily.
Shit like that.
Right, so definitely an XL. Shout out to them for that.
Hell yeah. Sure. Jumping back in with DQ, I kind of liked it where we were. I mean, you were going through your story. We were talking about where you, kind of jumped off and decided to go more on the camera side. What was that early part of your kind of media career? What was like, what were the projects you were working on? And I don't know. Yeah, just walk me through that a little bit.
Yeah, so it was all just like my own stuff at first. I was called it DQ Films because I didn't have a more clever name. And so it was always like local South Florida paintball stuff, Central Florida, all the damage guys and stuff. And then one day, it was like 2006, I think there was an event called River City Open. Okay. And I shot an email to Rob Astamendi, who owned Dirter, because I was like, I thought that was the coolest company. That's what I wanted to work for. So I sent him an email. I was like, hey mate, I've been making paintball videos down here for a little while. Can I just come film with you? I'll just whatever you need me to do, because I was playing at the events anyways. So I was just like, hey, can I just come film? He's like, yeah, of course. And he took care of me. So that was kind of my first into filming, getting on the pro field and filming bigger teams, I guess.
Yeah. Getting that experience
that was kind of the very start of it. And then I, getting to just learn, I didn't know how to set my white balance when I went out there first time on the pro field. I didn't know.
And auto white balance sucked ass back then.
On the Sony VX2000, got out there, but I was so into it that it was really fun, and I was still pretty decent. I knew what looked good. I had good taste. I just wasn't experienced yet, and I didn't know anything. And Rob Astamendi taught me everything.
I will say it's
nice
having you say good taste there. I usually call it having a good eye. it helps so much because like you can learn a lot of technical skills, you can learn a lot of the correct ways to take a photo, but if you just don't have that kind of artistic styling, it just kind of all falls flat, and it doesn't stand out as much. And I think that is the difference between, you know, maybe fuck me as a photographer versus someone like fucking Verbal, dude, because like, yeah, he understands how to make it to that next level, whereas I can take a technically good photo, but yeah, it's not, you know, it's just not the same, you know what I mean?
Right. Figured it out there.
Yeah, no, exactly. But sorry to jump in again there. I thought that was a funny aside. But yeah, I mean, continue on.
Dirter kept going for like a while, and you know, I was, you know, so maybe like late teen, you know, and then Rob, the next step was kind of like, okay, I want to do some editing now. You know, I want to know how to like get better at this, and so I would go after high school during the summer. Rob Esmeni would like fly me out to San Diego, let me crash on his couch, and just like, you're just gonna make paintball videos for like a month, you know.
Hell yeah.
So that was like
Nice.
the coolest thing for me too.
I was gonna say
like
that'd be sick.
I was like, you know, still in high school, but I get to like, Florida kid gets to fly to California and like hang out in San Diego and just make paintball videos. That was the dream. That was all I wanted to do.
Yeah,
That's
my dream currently still.
Man, oh, it was the best. So, you know, getting to like, you know, oh, we're going to shoot some short bus stuff today. So Oliver Lang is going to come in. Maybe we'll shoot an interview with Yosh or something. I'm like, fucking right. This is awesome.
Hell yeah, superstars.
So I got to kind of like, you know, just observe and learn and have fun and get to like see the players that I always looked up to. And, you know, now I only watch them in videos, and now I'm getting to like interview them one-on-one. This is wild, you know?
That's cool.
So that was kind of like the next major dream. And then I did Dirter for a while until I kind of like stepped away from paintball in general to like go to college and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you away?
I don't really know. I would probably have to like look at some videos to figure it out. Maybe like 6
6 years. Okay. Yeah, sorry, your
really know.
mic cutting it out there just a little bit for me.
Yeah,
but
sorry about that. But yeah, probably like
no
6
problem.
years or something. I don't really know.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Keeping kind of in this early, I guess around the 2010s kind of time, around that years. Does the name Danny Manhattan mean anything to you?
Why do I know that?
Why do you know it?
Why do I know that?
Was it a video that you perchance made and released under a sub name? Because that's what the theory is.
No. I definitely didn't do that. I don't have any aliases.
Damn it. All right. I wanted to confirm that. But yeah, so Danny Manhattan, it's a legendary paintball video. Brandon, you can look it up real quick and drop a link. Perfect. Thank you, buddy. It's Russian Legion, right? Yeah,
Yep.
Russian Legion
and Dynasty.
is playing Dynasty, and it's a really well done multi-camera. Oh, I'm fucking up everything. Really well done multi-camera shot, like video that just goes very in depth. Has Oliver Lang doing some Oliver Lang shit, and it's very emotional, and it's a really good piece. But there was I saw a theory online that you actually made this video and released it as like some unreleased, unnamed project because like it didn't get picked up by someone or something along those lines. Obviously I'm gonna guess that's not true, but I just wanted to see your thoughts on it.
I mean, I'm looking at the footage and it looks familiar because I was definitely out here for this game. And I have a lot of shots.
It's your time period, 100%.
Yeah, so I was definitely out there on the field, but I can tell my shot from somebody else's, and this is definitely not my footage.
Oh, but, I believe you. That was kind of the messaging of what, you know, I've seen online a little bit of a couple times.
No, I've never heard of that, but that's hilarious. But yeah, I didn't make this one, but it looks pretty good. You know, whoever made this did a great job.
Yeah.
What? We don't know who this is.
We actually like don't. Yeah, I was gonna say check the YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure the only upload on it. We don't know who. It's just a video we have. There's
the only one.
There's a couple speculations on theories on who made it. Obviously, the one that you made it was one of them. The other one was that it was a like college film project almost, and like
I heard that one before. That's where I heard that one from.
Yeah,
it's a college film project.
So I maybe it was like someone's documentary project for some film class, and then it got released in class, but it just never came out past that. Like there could be a whole bunch of different reasons for it, but yeah,
this is
so
not
Danny
bad.
Manhattan.
This is decent stuff. Shout out Danny
No,
Manhattan, wherever you are.
did you look through the whole thing? Check out the end.
I've watched a decent amount. Yeah, I see it's like somebody's head down here.
Yeah, so that's Oliver. As they're playing the game, they intercut Oliver just like praying and losing his mind in the pits, and it's why that video has become kind of as legendary as it is. Because you just see like how emotionally connected and impacted he is into the game, and like how bad he wants to fucking win.
That's the same tournament that I used the clip of him doing like that really good huddle when I made like an HK World Cup video, but I had like a flashback to like Oliver back in the day.
Oh
shit! The same tournament,
yeah.
you could tell because they're wearing the same gear and everything.
Yeah, the Empire stuff.
Same,
Yeah, the Z2s. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was that a Chicago event? Is that what that was?
I believe so, because it kind of looks like CPX a little bit, right? Like that kind of looks like CPX grass. But again, I've never been there. I have just seen it through videos, so I could be 100% wrong.
I just know I've been digging through the old hard drives lately, so yeah, I'm gonna guess that's a Chicago event. I think Russian won that one. Yeah.
So
Malloy was a freak at that event. Yeah.
I'm guessing if you've been digging through hard drives related to Dynasty, have you been hit up at all by Dan Napoli for footage around Iron Kids at all? Maybe some stuff for that? Is there any? Could we pick your brain about that? No? Yeah?
I don't know if maybe has he. I don't know. I wouldn't really have too much Iron Kids related stuff anyways. I don't know
well, I was just Dynasty, more coverage of the guys, as they go through the eras. Yeah.
We definitely have in the past for like different projects and stuff. Whenever Dan needs something, of course, to send it over. There might be something missing, but man, I can't wait to see that project.
Yeah. No,
me too.
I can't either. I mean, it's funny. I technically like quote unquote worked on it. I worked a couple days helping them out doing PA work, but it's
go be in the credits.
It's still like I have no clue what it's gonna be. Like as much as everyone else. Like I mean,
you're gonna get an early look though. You're gonna. Have
I was gonna say I don't like. I haven't heard anything about that, so I don't think that's happening. I mean, if it does, cool. And yeah, I definitely won't tell you guys because I want to know.
And let's bully him into letting us see a little.
I don't even know if Dan hasn't finished yet. He's got to finish it first.
I remember he let us use the trailer on the podcast when we had him on here, and I thought that was super cool. Remember that, guys?
Yeah.
Remember that, Brando?
Oh, hell yeah, I still have it open.
Yeah, we were here, Brandon.
Hell yeah.
Do you remember it?
No, I do. Dude, it feels like an eternity ago, honestly.
That was like 3 months ago, brother.
God damn. Time flies.
Yeah, well, it sure does. But yeah, okay, so cool. So yeah, I just wanted to see, just maybe if I could get some inside information. I had to ask the question. Now let's, moving forward, obviously, like you said, you did take kind of a 6-year break, but you're back working with HK now. Got met up with Josh Howe and kind of made that work. What's something that you've like enjoyed working on with the HK side of stuff? Is there a project that you've enjoyed? Is there, maybe something you're working on in the future? What's going on over there?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I've just enjoyed that they've kind of given me a long leash to kind of just make what you want. They don't really tell me to do too much, like obviously if it's something small, like, hey, we could use a clip here of our guy wearing our stuff or something like that, but they really don't really push me to do anything that I don't want to do, which is nice. That's why it's been, I think, fun for me just to be able to like make whatever I want to watch. I'm not really making what I think is going to work for an algorithm or whatever. I'm like, just this is what I think is cool and this is what I'm going to make. And
this could be some weird like acid trip effects in a reel.
Yeah, something fun, something new.
Majority of people are going to scroll off, but those of us who appreciate it are like, what the fuck am I watching?
Nice.
I've made a lot of paintball videos, so it's like, how many times can I make the same thing again and again?
Yeah,
so
I run into that a lot too.
Myself to like learn a new skill or like learn a new effect or like do something different, to make it a little more interesting, and that's what keeps it fresh for me and exciting. And I've just been lucky that they've been allowing me to do that. Going forward, I've had this conversation with like Matty Marshall like twice, because he's always kind of like the guy you can kind of go to for like some guidance, or when he's
kind of like paintball's dad, you know what I mean? Like he talks to us constantly through the tournaments, walks us through, tells us bedtime stories on podcasts. Like he really is paintball's dad.
He's the best. So
he would hate the fact that I just called him a father, because he's like, no, I'm not that old yet, man.
He's not that old. He's still, I don't know. He just he's great to listen to talk, but he'll also listen to you and kind of like guide you So he's obviously known me for a long time, but if I have, new ideas of new projects, you can kind of bounce ideas off him and just really respect his opinion. He always has something to add. So,
Yeah.
I don't know
very
what's
good
next.
guy.
Definitely nothing I could like say here, but I definitely have enough good content to like make something cool, but I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be something about a specific player. I like doing a little deeper dive into specific players. There's a few players out there that I got my eyes on, but how many different ways are there to tell this paintball story?
I do, speaking of Maddie and you kind of, in the same story, I do remember during the Hurricane World Cup, that was actually kind of one of our first times meeting. We talked, a couple times in the pits before, but we went over, myself and Raga went over to Houston Heat's, Airbnb. And I don't know why Maddie showed up, but Maddie showed up and we ended up filming like an hour-long interview with Maddie. And so I helped like set up lights and stuff for it and, work with you guys on that. But it was, that experience was so random because I don't think we went there for that. It just was like, Maddie's here. Maddie, you want to sit down and answer some questions? And then it became that amazing HK Army video that we all saw where everyone's like, yo, this speech is so epic. And it's like, it just kind of came out of the blue.
Natural,
He must have been there to film some Ghost Sports stuff, I think, interviews.
Oh,
but then
I think that's what it was, yeah.
You mind jumping in here? And he gave us like 2 hours and just crushed.
Just
and
kept going.
We used until the sun went down, and we're like, all right, I think we should probably go. It's raining and it's dark. So. But
and we have to film paintball tomorrow.
2 hours for Maddie is light work. That's nothing for him.
That's a good point. As long as he just has a IPA in hand, he's good for at least an hour and a half. And you just fill him back up, and that's another hour and a half. So just keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, guy commentates paintball for like 8 hours straight, so that's like probably closer to 10 hours straight.
Who do you think could be like, let's say Maddie tomorrow decides he's done with paintball, he retires. Who could fill that role? That's kind of like what I'm always thinking of, because like I've been using Maddie Marshall as a voiceover in videos for,
as
whatever.
you should.
Yeah, a long time, and we all do because it's the best.
Yeah.
But like, who could fill that? Is there other good paintball players or other people that you think could?
I was gonna say
with that kind of
so
poetry?
logistically, it wouldn't work for the commentating stuff. Honestly, I think Todd coming back would work really well. Todd is very gifted at being a host and kind of, working through things. Obviously he's coaching, so he would have to spend a lot of his time focusing on that. So obviously, like logistically, it doesn't work. But I do think he could do it like from a talent perspective. Doing the voiceover stuff is interesting though, because he doesn't necessarily have that same kind of very deep, gravelly, nice, but also soft, like Maddie's voice is just one of a kind. Like, I mean, it's weird to talk about a man's voice as much as we are, but it is, tell me I'm wrong. And so it would be hard to replace that. It definitely would.
I think commentator wise, I think Mike Bianca wouldn't be too bad. From the Hurricanes coach. I feel like he would be very good in that kind of situation.
He's a coach of an active team, right? And that's
Is that why Todd's not on there anymore? Because he coaches an active team?
He was doing that before.
I don't know how to answer this particularly. I will say what I've noticed is last year he wasn't on it as much. This year, for the first two events, I've already seen him spend multiple hours up in the booth with Maddie. Okay. So from my outside view, it seems that something between the transition from Houston Heat to Aftershock has allowed him to spend more time free at events to do that. So I have no idea why or what. That's just been kind of what I've observed. If that'll change or happen or do anything, I don't know. But that's just my observations from being around the event.
Todd's another one of those guys that, he's not weird if I have the camera on around him, if I point it towards him. If he's in a fun mood, he'll literally just give you like 5 minutes of the funniest stuff, or he can be, super serious and genuine, and he's one of the best to give you content, and love Todd for that.
I really appreciate people like that who don't shy away because of the camera. Like a lot of people do it. They think they want to be on camera, but then you put a camera on them and they get weird and awkward, and I don't
definitely.
I don't know how to talk anymore. I don't like it. But then you have the guys like Todd who are just nothing changes. It's just the same exact person, and that's where that's why a lot of paintball loves him, because they see that personality and everyone kind of is like, okay, Todd's a cool dude. All right, awesome. But that is something that not everyone has the ability to do.
Yeah, and plus he just brings the best out of like the people around him for sure, right? I remember watching, in person at the last event, he was yelling at one of the. I don't want to give it away because I saw a dude filming, right? I don't want to, give away what was happening, but he was yelling at a player, and dude, the emotion, right? I could tell. I'm like, this guy is getting a great angle on this shit right now. I'm like, this guy is killing this, because I could see him filming, just this raw emotion of like finger on his chest, like, if you want to be that fucking guy, like, let me do my fucking job, right? It was just raw, and I'm in the background, like, with my sunglasses on, I'm like, okay. So it was cool. I got to watch it in person with my own eyes. Because what am I gonna? I'm just a bystander at that point, bystander effect. So it was cool seeing that.
I do remember I did that on the set of 13 Reasons Why Hatch. There was one of the days that we were filming for season 3, because we were on set for multiple days. They ended up just not really using me, so I was just kind of standing on set in costume, just doing nothing. So I remember that whole day I was just watching the focus puller, and so like I was getting paid, but I was just kind of like watching this dude do his job. And I was like 17, 18, so this was still when I was like deciding, do I still want to do the acting talent side of things? Do I want to do more behind the scenes stuff? Paintball's coming up, all this other stuff. And I remember that day specifically, I was like, yo, this dude's job is awesome. Fuck yeah, I want to go do this dude's job, because he just, had his focus pull wheel and was just, making sure everything was in focus, peaking perfect. And then, was making way more money than I was that day. And so definitely, I don't know. That's where I relate to that, of like just kind of watching someone do their job and you're like, oh shit, oh, he's killing it. Oh, go.
Yeah, that was me with Oliver Lang when, playing paintball. So, just trying to be like that one day.
Yeah, but which era Oliver Lang? That's a question you gotta ask yourself now.
Honestly, shit.
Are we thinking
anytime before?
Are we thinking the aughts, the 2010s, or the 2020s? Ollie Lang.
I'll give you a good time frame. Anytime before he spit in Bart Yakimek's hand after a loss, for sure.
When was that?
I forgot when it was, but I remember there was an In Focus episode on Go Sports.
In Focus.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. Like, that was what the series was called.
Was this PBA back in the day? Was this like even Go Sports?
I'm pretty sure this was Go Sports.
So this was like 2015, 2016-ish time frame.
Maybe 2016-ish, right? And I remember there was a clip where they're like going to shake hands after I'm pretty sure Impact beats Dynasty, and he like walks up like right before he gets to Bart, spits in his hand real quick, shakes his hand, and then Bart's like, I think he just spit in his hand, right? And then shit started fucking exploding, right?
What the fuck?
No joke.
So that was when your goat was no longer Ollie Lang.
Dude, because you don't do that, bro.
Losing the game, you're like, it's okay, he's still my goat. It's even the goat loses one. Goes for the handshake, no longer my goat. It's no longer my goat.
But the thing is, it's the spit in the handshake, bro. That is the most disrespect. Like, dude, I can hate somebody on the field, but dude, I'll never do that shit.
Well, we just launched our Hormesis sponsorship potential, so
No, I still love Oliver Lang. I think he's a great guy. What he's doing is absolutely insane, But I just thought that was wild.
I do wonder what Ollie of today would say about that, because I've heard him talk about kind of his younger self, and
I guarantee he was
he's a young dude.
It was guaranteed in the moment.
Yeah, he didn't pissed off. I wonder.
He's a great guy.
Is Bart and all these relationships solved to this day? Have they ever made amends?
I wonder, bro, because
I'm sure they're fine, but
no, they hate each other right now.
You gotta imagine that's like the psycho competitor Oliver, not the.
Absolutely, that's the guy. That's the guy who wants to win so bad, where it's like a different person, and I completely understand that.
Unapologetically, fuck everybody but my team.
Exactly.
And even fuck my team at times. So let's be real. Like it was just it was that Kobe mentality, and we say it a lot for other guys, but there was a reason for a long time Ollie was the GOAT, because it was just like he seemed like this mythical god that could just do no wrong and make every team he stepped on better. And then he came back to play in 2023, and that wasn't the best idea, but it's okay. He's still GOAT of an old era. Just Greenspan is now kind of taken over his spot just due to longevity.
I agree. Ryan Greenspan, god damn, that guy's good.
Look, Ryan's a boomer and he annoys the shit out of me in some things, and I've been open about those with you, Greenspan, but I gotta give you credit, man. You've played paintball since I was
Great paintball player.
not here, and you were a pro, and you're still pro. So like, all right, salute. What else can I say?
Absolutely, the guy is an absolute like I feel like when you have to talk about like the greatest of all time, like he's obviously the first one that comes to mind. You know, I can't even think of. I mean, who would come in second? Probably Oliver Lang, maybe Fedorov.
Oliver and Ryan probably got to be like your top two.
Yeah.
I would assume. I don't really-
Fedorov was up there for me when I was younger, for sure. I thought he was like, the guy
Fedorov
who could
as well,
just morph
yeah.
his body so good to get into any position and win.
He kind of broke the game too, and like they like really appeared in the open scene in like 2005 in their B Dynasty, I think maybe.
Yeah.
Orlando 2005 Open
Okay.
Division, I think it was. But that's when it was like, holy shit, this Russian Legion team, maybe the best in the world. At X-Ball.
Damn good.
Not,
Yeah. Not seven man. Yeah, that was always the conversation in those days.
Right. But they're the real deal. Fedorov was clearly one of the better players on the team at the time, maybe the best. He moves like a leopard. He's just, he's amazing to watch. Poetry.
Yeah, so flexible.
Air Moscow.
I forgot who filmed it, but there was this one. I think it was like 2019 or 2018 Dallas, but it was like Houston. It was in the I was in the finals. I'm pretty sure they're playing Impact. To get a penalty, down a point, down of 2 players. They send Fedorov like basically does like this move that looks absolutely insane in slow mo. The quality like it's so slow, like it feels like it's at 1,000 frames per second, kind of slow, and you can see all the recoil of just like his movement going in, and he's just like pulling up his gun, and they win the 3-on-5 in the finals. It was just so insane. I forgot what it was, like a Beethoven song they put over it, some nice smooth violin, and I was like, damn, dude, that looked so clean. I'll try to find that video. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely on my interest as well. Another guy, I guess, who's kind of, it was funny when we were talking about like maybe a top 5 conversation. A guy who I think doesn't get named in it a lot, but I think should be, is Yosh. I think Yosh gets way
Unsung
slept
killer,
on
for
way
sure.
more than
Definitely.
he ever should be. I think if you take him away from that Dynasty roster for all those years, I think they don't win as many events. I think they still win events, don't get me wrong, but I think he's just as big as a part as Ollie, and you could throw Alex in there too. Like those core guys.
Yeah. It's wild that, it's almost unfair that like so many of the best players of all time.
Yeah, Yosh gets just so much disrespect, and it's just because his best friends are just the best in the world. It's like, it's almost funny that like he gets left out of the conversation a lot more than I think he should.
I guess.
Sick. Okay, yeah, you found the video.
That's it, bro. Like,
but it's by a company that we don't support. Dude, we don't support this company though, Hatch. This is not a good company.
Sick. I support the filmer, not the company. The filmer.
All right, cool. That's fair.
But I support the player too.
Let's move forward a little bit. There was a topic that I wanted to bring up tonight that I don't know how to broach and get into all that much, just because it's something that I don't have all the information on, but it's one that I know you wanted to talk about, DQ. There's been stories and just news that's come out recently about a person who used to be involved in the paintball community in Florida, who has now been convicted as whatever the YouTube term is. He touches kids. I don't know the right one to say on YouTube, but that's one I can say. And so it's very sad. There was kind of, people who don't know, there's been rumors and stories and jokes about it within the community for a long time, but it's always been something that hasn't really been confirmed. So if that makes sense. So it's always like that kind of, you don't know, but you think it's true type thing. Like there was never a confirmation, but now there has been one. It's one of those things like, I don't really want to say his name, but it's kind of a piece of shit who was involved in our community, and it's someone that you spent time with, Danny. So I mean, maybe that's I'll let you kind of talk about it and however you choose to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go like crazy deep on it, but obviously this is a person that was a coach of mine.
Mm-hmm.
That we spent a lot of time around. Had there were so many good memories. Like I met so many of my best friends through this like organization, this paintball organization that was really massive at a certain. So it's just kind of like obviously there's like serious victims involved, so I kind of like go too deep into like anything like super serious. But I guess from my point of view, there's so much like collateral damage around it of like other players that maybe the current players right now. Like I'm not like super tight with that organization right now, but a bunch of like I don't know how these players are going to get out of this. I don't know. It's just like a sucky situation, like all around for everybody. Kind of disgusting, upsetting. But I've had a lot of good memories with that team and that organization, not because of that guy, but because of everybody else I met through it. All my best friends till this day I met through this little paintball organization. So that can't really get ripped away, and I hope that's how the current generation of kids take it, find their own way, and I hope they're still out there playing paintball and having fun and making friends. Yeah. So it sucks when something like this happens. Obviously, it's fucking terrible. But yeah, I hope there's a way forward for these kids. Hope they keep playing paintball. Keep doing it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's something that's hard to talk about because it's something no one wants to talk about. And especially when you see that it happens and kind of comes into our, I would say, pretty close and protective community. I mean,
absolutely.
Like, yeah, we've had some fights at recent events, but like, really, dude, I feel the safest at a paintball event.
I agree, right?
Because I know there's 10 motherfuckers within 100 feet of me who want to get into a brawl, and so it's like there's just something about that it's like that mutually assured destruction that kind of makes it a safe place. It's weird.
Yeah. And, I think the hard image of it, right, with that specifically, is like, bro, as that's like a parent's worst nightmare, right? I was the kind of kid where I was an underage kid when I first got into paintball, and like my mom put some trust into these older people to like guide me and like play me through help me through the game, right? And
I mean, think of the not necessarily him, but the kids kind of around Evan's age today, Evan Middleton, who they want opportunities to get better and to play on bigger and better teams. Sometimes their parents have to trust that, okay, you're going to France with people who I kind of know, I've spent time with, but like I hope they take care and protect you. And it's just really sad that was taken advantage of, and it does kind of put a black eye on, I don't want to say the whole sport, but it definitely, there's parts now that it's parents might question and wonder if they ever see that pulled up when they, oh, my kid's talking about paintball and children, and then this story shows up. Like, that's not gonna look good.
Yeah, so it is rough. My heart goes out to those people because that sucks, but man, a sick fuck.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many kids that kind of get involved with paintball that don't really have much else going on too. Like a lot of the I had like other stuff to do. I had plenty of I had no problem. I had a good family and good friends. There's certain kids that paintball attracts that are maybe not, they got problems going on in their life. This is something that they can do, like get away from that and have a good time.
Well, the other aspect of, because it is kind of an expensive sport, they have to spend not just their time at the field to go and do it, if that makes sense. So it almost takes an investment during the week that then takes up more time as well, outside of just like, let's say you go to soccer practice, 3 or 4 hours, boom, you're done. Now you're going on to whatever else you're doing. I think it is really good for kids, and it can grow and kind of shape some great young men, as we've seen, some of the great young adults who are in our league. Tyler Harmon is a product of paintball, and he is one of the best and nicest dudes I know. He's also one of the most intense and competitive, but he can turn that on and turn it off.
A true professional.
100%. So I think it's it's something that, what I go back to is it's just sad that it happened, and it's good that it has now been brought to some level of justice.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Well said.
We can't go back in time and stop it, but it's good that at least now it's in the light, it's known, and the person behind it has to pay the consequences for it, which
that guy is getting fucked up.
Yeah, he's not having a good time. Florida prison is not going to
fuck.
Yeah, to have
Shit's
fun with
insane.
that. Moving forward into something a little bit more lighthearted, just because I'm looking around your room and I'm seeing a lot of cool things that make me happy. That's a Max Verstappen helmet, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course, baby.
Yeah, I could
on.
tell the orange and the Red Bull stuff gave it away. I fucking love that.
Yeah, I got a few of those. Those are fun.
The little minis. Have you gone
Yeah, I
to
love
a
those.
race, or what? Do you a big F1
I have.
fan?
I've done. First one I did, I took my girlfriend up to Montreal and
Very
watched
jealous, by the way.
race there. That was the best one
Nice.
I've done. That was a beautiful racetrack, which is next weekend.
Yeah.
Or this weekend. And then I've done COTA, Circuit of the Americas,
Nice.
and Miami as well. So
Oh, okay. So
I
you've
would
been
love
to
to
the
do,
the Hard Rock track.
yeah, I went the first year there. I skipped the past two because it's crazy expensive. But,
Yeah,
Um,
it's kind
yeah,
of the
Formula One's
Monaco of the
just
West
been-
now.
yeah, it's insane. Like, but yeah, Formula One's been like. I fell in love with it because I think it was like kind of not American sports, you know?
Yeah.
It was very different. Like I kind of got into it like in the Nico Rosberg versus Lewis era.
Okay.
And I had to like, sail the high seas to get like a download of the race, you know?
Yeah,
And I would,
100%.
like, watch
Yep.
all the practice sessions and all the qualies and all that stuff. Thankfully now with, they have a good
It's a lot
subscription
easier
service
now.
or whatever, but-
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I don't have like a favorite.
Mm.
I love all the storylines.
Yep.
I love all the mix. I don't have a favorite team or a favorite driver. I like it all.
That's one of the hardest things to explain to an American audience, because American
Right.
audiences are they want
Very
a winner
pick your
and a loser.
thing.
Yeah, they
Right,
want
right,
this
right.
team wins, this team loses. Whereas
Yeah.
Europeans are already very used to, because a lot of European football leagues, there are just teams that kind of just hang out in the middle for 20 years. They don't necessarily ever be great, but they don't ever do so bad that they like get out of the league, and like that happens. And so they're more comfortable with finding the stories of like, oh, this team that's been mid for 20 years is now okay. That's awesome.
Mega.
Like, let's go. That's huge, isn't it? But
Amen.
yeah, no, it is funny you mentioned the early days of F1, because I started watching around like, similar time, like 2015, 2016 was like my first full season I watched. And during that time, every piece of content I watched was someone with an Australian, a like Dutch, or a English accent. There was no Americans talking about F1. There was no one watching it. It was very, very little known sport. But it's good to know that. Yeah, more and more people have gotten into it, obviously because of Drive to Survive and all those things. Which why don't we make a Drive to Survive? Why don't
Oh
we
my
just
God, I was
produce
about to
a
ask you, how many
multi-million-dollar
times
episode?
how many times do people ask you, oh,
Dude,
why don't
if-
you just do Drive to Survive?
And the worst one is Marcelo. I'm sorry, buddy. Shut the fuck up about it on Play the Game. And the reason why is because you're not going to spend the $1 million it takes per episode to get that show to the quality it needs to be. Also, buddy, we're not just going to follow you. We're going to follow a lot of different people, okay? You can be in it. That's cool, Marcelo. I know you like being the front of attention, but we got to cover other stories as well. Love you guys over there at Play the Game. So it is cool to see you're involved more with Formula One. The thing I did also notice as well, that's a Fanatec wheel, so you got force feedback. What the fuck? You got an actual sim sitting over there.
Man. That's the
I'm jealous of
fun
that
hobby.
part.
I feel like you need to be on that. What are you doing?
Do you see where I am? I don't have room or
Can't,
money
like,
yet.
Can't like sell a lens or something? Let's get on the track together.
I'm
bro.
down to
Come
the
on,
two I
dude.
use, and that's about it. But no, sim racing actually is something I would love to get into, and it's always been
think
my
you would
like
like it.
one day I'll have the room or the money and I'll get into it. But until then, I don't want to do it on a controller. It'll make me so sad at just being like, I can't do what I actually want to do. But I mean, how long have you been driving for a while, bro? You
driving.
yeah, get on that iRacing.
I think like slightly before COVID, I was just like, dang, I think this is a hobby that I can get into because it's kind of like, attached to the computer. I can just like, do this in between, I don't know, render something and go do some
pull
laps,
some stuff up. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, because you got the Apple for work, I'm guessing, and the PC for play.
Exactly.
That's the right
I prefer
setup.
to
Yep.
do creative work on the Macs, and then literally just bought like a a pre-built PC because I was like, I'm gonna dump a little bit of money into driving fake race cars.
Pre-built. That's the way to go. Don't build it your own. I learned the hard way.
Yeah, Brandon could tell you. I mean, he's seeing the other side and back because he tried to mess with his own PC.
Poor guy.
How
Yeah,
the
well,
fuck
it's
are you
over here.
alive? It still is crazy to me that you're here. I don't get
What?
how you came back from that.
Came
Michelle
back to
lied to
life.
me, dude.
Look, it's fine. Look, they put liquid IV in my veins.
Defibrillated.
Bro, you're a surgical tech. You should be able to say that word. That's actually a word you may have to use to save someone's life. Like, let's
That ain't my job.
Now.
I'm pumping on the chest. That ain't my job.
My boy.
So you're do.
Yeah. First I was afraid. I was petrified. Yeah.
Thinking I could never live. Great office
love that
bit.
clip.
Good reference. Great job, Brandon. Give that a 4 out of 10. So going back to DQ. No, but awesome, man. So at Sim Race, you jump in every now and then. You do tournaments. What level are we at? What's like we just having fun? We're gonna go pro.
Like I mean, I'm definitely trying to compete against myself most of the time, just to like get a little bit better each time. Like
I guess
mean,
like
my
what
rating's not very crazy.
So you do
anything
iRacing?
Like that,
you
I do,
okay.
yeah.
I was gonna ask like what do you do, like
anything,
F1 or what what's?
Yeah, I'll do them all. They're all really fun. They all have their different little place. But for me, iRacing is just like, if I'm gonna do it, I already spent the money on this. All right, this will be like my fun hobby. It's probably the game I play the most. Like obviously gaming is huge, but iRacing is just a fun little way for me to go compete and have fun. I don't know.
Yeah, nice.
Get the arms moving a little bit.
Oh, cool. I just I was seeing it in the background. I wanted to bring it up at some point.
Dude.
I mean, you need to get on track with me. Let's go.
Dude, I will. I have things in the works that I'm working on, and when those are done, I swear to God, I actually really do want a wheel, and I've built carts with wheelbases and pedals and shit before, and just haven't been able to click the purchase button. So yes, one of these days,
just clamped to a desk, and the most haggard setup, but it is what it is.
And then I'm gonna feel the need to get like an Oculus, so I can do like the VR where you can just look around. I've heard
VR
that shit's crazy.
It's so perfect for it because you're not moving. You're sat in the chair, so just kind of like really one-to-one. And yeah, that blew my mind the first time getting to use VR for racing. It was really, really good.
Well,
Do you play iLadies at all?
What is it?
Do you play iLadies at all?
I don't even know what that is now.
iLadies, you never heard of it?
iLadies, no.
iLadies nuts in your face? Oh, dude. Hey, let me say,
that's
shout out
an
to Randall.
old school Mafia Productions one.
He texted me that. He's like, iRacing. Should have with the iLadies, and I was like, damn.
So,
dude, that was good.
That's good job, Hash. But yeah, that's like a 3-year-old reference to one of our mic'd up ref videos. So yeah, good job, buddy. Where I was gonna go, I was gonna let Hatch speak because I know he wanted to talk to you about gaming tonight, and I was gonna be like, hey, we're talking about sim racing. It's kind of next to gaming. Hatch, what do you want to say? And then he hits you with that. So I'm sorry, that was disrespectful. No, I apologize for my co-host's behalf.
I had to.
Can I borrow it? Can I borrow that one? I gotta use it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, for sure. That's yours now.
Absolutely.
If you get got by something, you have permission to use it.
All right.
Absolutely. That's unsaid law. But so what's up? Besides racing, what's your poison? What's like your main thing?
Well, it used to be just any kind of FPS game.
Nice. Okay.
Nothing's really grabbed me by the nuts in a while. I used to really enjoy the old Battlefields, but those have been terrible.
Yeah, very true.
COD is great, but I'm fucking in my 30s. I'm not trying to get that sweaty.
No, I agree.
So
it's the best thing I've ever heard about COD. Where you're just like, bro, fuck these kids, man.
COD is looked at as such like a casual game now. Like if you want to play like some serious competitive shit, like go play like CS or like Valorant or something.
Come play
real fucking competitive.
I'm actually really terrible on keyboard and mouse, like, because I only had consoles growing up, so like that's kind of that muscle memory is baked in. So it's like it's actually really difficult for me to be like play competitively to the level like that my brain works. When I'm like on keyboard and mouse, I'm like,
because you're like, I know what I need to do, but I can't input it. Yeah.
So I don't really have the muscle memory skills to compete with on a keyboard and mouse and a good first-person shooter. But
dude, me and Ryan will take you on CS, dude.
Yeah, one of these days.
Get you open some cases.
I'll jump in there. Yeah, I'm not opening cases.
Yeah, start getting into it. Hatch wants me to talk about something. We'll bring that up later. No, I was just keeping it on with you. I got lucky with the fact, at least, like when I made the switch, I was still kind of young. I think it was 14 when I first started using mouse and keyboard. So it was still like I could pick it up. But what's funny is now if you put a controller in my hand, 12-year-old me would fucking just be running circles and fucking slide canceling and doing crazy shit. And I'd just be like, I'm old. I don't know how to use the thumbsticks, honey.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Younger me would destroy me.
Yes,
now,
currently, 100%. But give me a
I don't
mouse and
know about
keyboard,
me.
I'd fuck up younger me, 100%.
I don't know about me. I would definitely fuck up younger me for sure now. But
So you're saying
Definitely.
current you with mouse and keyboard would mess up younger you with controller.
Well,
Absolutely.
but younger me with controller would have
Maybe-
aim assist. So that
yeah, but it wasn't as powerful back then. It wasn't as powerful back then.
no, but they would get current day aim assist because we're playing modern day games. So
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Put it on a game like Valorant or CS where there is no aim assist. I probably got him beat realistically.
Dude, use CS in a fucking or use
a
a
controller.
controller. Yeah, in a CS game. I was watching AT&T was doing like a streamer tournament. They were doing a whole bunch of different streamers for different games, and then they had them play 4 different games. One of them was CS. You guys know who Sketch is, obviously. He's
Yeah.
grown a lot of popularity. He's a Twitch streamer. He played Counter-Strike with a controller in a $250,000 tournament. So yeah, that blew my
Very
mind. He actually got some fucking kills, and it was nutty.
Nice.
But yeah, that's
Run
something
the Nova.
that you don't do. That's just something you don't do in
Yeah,
Counter-Strike.
does Counter-Strike have like controller support?
It
Like,
does.
because you know how there's like a lot of the games like feel different, like the way the ramping of your analog stick like moves.
So
like,
that's the good point. Is like it does have inputs. You can plug in a controller and it'll work, but
it's just very linear. Like it's just very like
yeah, it's not. You could tell they spent no time on making it feel good.
There's
They're
also-
just like,
there's
this
no
is
aim
not what
assist on
this
it.
is for.
Right.
Use a
For CS?
fucking mouse. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And yeah, like keybinds in that too also are really difficult because a lot of stuff is like quick switching and just things that are harder to do on a controller versus a mouse and keyboard.
Sometimes not enough inputs on a controller.
Yeah, no, that
buttons.
too. Yeah, you don't physically have the same amount of keys that you can like put different things on. Like Tarkov,
Yeah.
you could never fucking play Tarkov on a controller because
No
you
way.
need
At
to
that
hit
point, you're
every.
putting like
Tarkov, you're hitting.
putting extra attachments on
Well,
your controller.
Tarkov is crazy enough to the point where okay, you get through all your keys. Now shift and then you can get through a couple keys and add extra things. Now we also hold Alt and then we could do extra things in our keys. Now we can also hold Shift and Alt and do extra key binds because there's just so many different things, from inspecting your weapon to clear a jam to opening a door to moving your sight magnification from 2x to 4x to jumping from your sight, your main scope, to your little secondary sight, to zeroing your gun out to different distances. It's just so fucking complicated and advanced and ridiculous, and that's why no one
Tarkov
plays
is a little
Tarkov.
much for me, for sure.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, try playing that with the controller.
No way.
Good luck.
Good luck getting kills. Good luck seeing a guy. Honestly, like
Just gonna
Tarkov
get
is one of those
zapped
games
cross
where
map.
if you don't have 20/20 vision on Tarkov, bro, you were getting fucked up.
Well, even then, I mean, you need a 4080 because it's horribly optimized. You're not getting good frames. We gotta stop talking about Tarkov, man. I'm getting PTSD right now as we're talking about the game. But yeah. So I mean, first-person shooters. You ever play anything else? Like I've talked about on the show recently. I've played League for years. I picked that up recently again. Put some more games into that. That's been fun.
okay. Well, here's one. I think this is gonna tie them both together now. The greatest paintball game is Greg Hastings' Tournament Paintball Max. Second
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
I think that's the best one. I think the lean feature in that is just so good. I think Activision made it, but like the lean plus the shooting was perfect.
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of, I don't know, does Rainbow Six have lean? Who else has like
Yeah.
a good lean?
So
Tarkov does.
actually-
Tarkov is a pretty good.
Tarkov has a
good
good lead.
lead.
I'm glad that you brought that up because that was actually something that was in Paintballers. Their like first edition, they had the lean that was similar to the old school, which was where one button would like switch hand to hand, so like you would be which side,
Right.
and then another different button would make you lean out, so it'd be
I think
like
that works especially well with a controller because you can kind of like throttle it, so you
Yeah.
can kind of like lean a little bit versus when you're on the keyboard, it's like either lean or not.
Like
you know.
jiggle in a way.
you're right.
Yeah, kind of like
The thing
snap.
I was gonna say is that feels weird today because most other FPSs like Rainbow Six and Tarkov, lean is just one key. So it's just like I usually put them on my thumb keys, so it's just okay, that leans
too.
left, that leans right. I don't have to like switch hands, then lean, then like it just takes more inputs. And actually that's one thing they did change in Paintballers. They made it now so you could just put one key to lean left, lean right. But that was it is something that from that old Greg Hastings days when I played it on stream. It was like already a couple of years ago when I did that. It was very clunky, like using those
Is it
controls and
doesn't
kind of
hold up?
getting through those. definitely doesn't hold up. Yeah.
Okay.
But back in the day when when cameras in games were still super fucked up and weird, it was like, yeah, this feels great, because they also had it to where R2 and R1 would be your trigger. So both of them would shoot. So you could like kind of walk your trigger, and then your other two would be the lean keys.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah. I think they added that in maybe it was easier on a PlayStation controller because the buttons were like the triggers were kind of more similar versus the Xbox was like a bumper and a trigger.
Yeah, okay.
I think I remember that comparison.
But anyways, yeah. Super fun to like roll your gun on a PlayStation controller.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was though. I was doing it on the stream where I was like, yeah, it feels like you're using your two fingers, it's kind of, yeah. It's a good idea.
Which paintball game is hot right now? I know there's like a few floating around. Is any one better than the other? Like, what's your opinion on those? I haven't really played too much of any of them.
It's hard to compare the two of them. There's two games. One is a project by a dev studio of two guys. 5-2 Studios makes Infinite Tournament Paintball. That's available on Steam. The big difference for that one is that is a fee upfront game. So I think it's $15 right now. It goes on sales every now and then, so you can find it for cheaper. Whereas the Paintballers, which is by Brett Messer and his team of Black Zebra Games, is a free-to-play first game. So you don't need to buy to get into it, and you can get access to it now if you haven't played out there already. Open beta is available on Steam, but it will have more things like skin shops and stuff to kind of help support itself moving forward. Black Zebra also seems to be a bigger team. I know Definitely. There's at least 4 people that I know of that work on it. I think they actually just added a 5th team member as well. So there's more man hours, more stuff going to it. The way I've put it when I've previously reviewed the two games, the core gameplay of Infinite Tournament Paintball is better in my opinion. The moving feels cleaner, the sliding, the leaning mechanics feel tighter, and just to the thing where not necessarily like it's more fun or something, it's just it feels better to be in. But Paintballers has a better UI, it has more fancy menu systems, it has better concepts that it's bringing into it with ranking systems and worldwide leaderboards and stuff like that. So it's it's kind of, they're both in too early of a state to say one is better than the other. They're both kind of just focusing on different things, and I think in 6 months to a year we might finally have like, okay, this one's obviously kind of one and it's what people are spending all their time on.
Yeah, do you think there's space for like 2 to like have full lobbies? Like, do you think this is like
no, I don't.
A niche thing,
it's kind of interesting because I don't think there is a huge enough market that both of these games will succeed and thrive in the ways that they want to. But I think having both of these games be in the marketplace only makes a better experience for paintball consumers. I think if Infinite Paintball didn't exist, Paintballers would be a lesser project, and vice versa, same exact thing. I think eventually, in let's say a year and a half time, let's just give them enough time, we're gonna get a really awesome product because of this competition. But I think for now they're still kind of just fighting over market share and pulling people in. The other big thing too is you have to make it simple enough that people can jump in. Paintballers, they're trying to do the free-to-play version on Steam, so people can just jump in and I don't even know what paintball is. I just saw this game on Steam and now I'm going to try it out and have some fun. And I think they're doing things to help that. But again, Paintballers, even in their last update, they worked on their movement. It's still just kind of clunky and janky and still not tight yet. If they get to the point where they feel like, and the way I've always said it, if you take the stuff around Paintballers and give it Infinite's core gameplay, you would have the perfect game. Like that would to me agree. Be the like, okay, this is the best of both worlds.
I wonder if we'll ever see a person come play paintball in the real world because they played a video game version and they were like, this is cool. You think that
kind of
yet?
Not exactly that, but kind of funnily enough, when we were doing a lot of the release stuff around Infinite, there was actually some streamers that we were able to get into playing Infinite who'd never played paintball before. And yeah, I mean, they're not huge dudes. They had like 50, viewer channels. So, guys who are obviously they have an audience and a crowd, but they're, I'm not saying we had Shroud playing or anything like that. But it was funny because they definitely started to pick up and understand the game of paintball through this digital medium. Even though they knew what paintball is. I think everyone on the planet kind of has I've heard of paintball type thing, you know, like, but they don't know what we're doing. And they were able to kind of pick it up a little bit easier because of the digital medium.
Definitely. I mean, plus I feel like paintball is, the way people perceive it for sure is always so different, right? Because the way they see it in movies and, you know, there's clips where they're using like real looking firearms that like are edited to where like it looks like they're shooting a paintball gun, right? Or where they're trying to do, you know,
well, I mean,
paintball.
And there's,
you know?
like, there's simunition versus paintball, which is like, one is actual military training type thing, and it's like that's not what we do. We're just trying to shoot our friends with gelatinous balls.
Some people genuinely think that that's what paintball is. You know, that it's like a tactical looking gun.
Or they've only seen The Office, and like Dwight from The Office, who, you know, was a scenario warrior. God damn, dude, I would have loved to play an event with Rain Wilson. Yeah, that would have been so much fun, dude.
I'd love to know his like.
I mean, he's still alive.
Like,
I guess we could still do that.
Dang,
he's not dead like Brandon.
I'm gonna message him right now.
No, not anymore.
Back to life, like.
Yeah.
Wake me up inside. All right. But yeah, so that all right, cool. So gaming. All right, awesome.
Hell yeah.
I will, I guess, rounding off the gaming segment, I'll talk about what Hatch wants me to talk about. I've gotten kind of lucky in the past couple of days. So how do I set this up? Counter-Strike 2. It's a game. It's a 5v5 shooter. If you haven't played it before, it's on PC. It's great. It's fun. I love it. I've been playing Counter-Strike since probably 2014, 2015 in high school. That's what I spent a lot of my like weekend and summer times doing. And recently, in like the last 2 weeks, I got back into it. I was actually watching, there was a major going on, and I just kind of tuned in on Twitch and saw some of the games, and I was like, oh shit, it's people I remember, it's faces, you know, I remember watching back in the day, and they were all doing dope, awesome things, and I was like, cool, I'll re-download the game, jump back in. And yeah, so, you know, I've been playing, it's been a lot of fun getting my rating back up. It's been a blast. Decided to open some cases because, you know, you just gotta fucking do it. And got lucky. I've actually pulled 2 knives in the past like 72 hours. One is a karambit, which is fire.
That is so lucky, bro.
If you know about the game, karambit is one of the older knives in the game, so it's something that's sought after because, you know, people want the things that are older, that have history to them, that are kind of rare or have some, you know, value to them. So even though it is battle scarred and it looks like absolute shit, my karambit ultraviolet, its current market value is about $500. The other one I opened was the Kirkuri, which is their brand new knife that they just put into the game. It's only in their newest case, and that is a Kirkuri stand, which does not look great either, but it's field tested, and its current value is about $250. So the current plan is to hopefully be able to send those out to a skin market and kind of maybe buy up something I actually do like, because both of these are not very good looking, and kind of, you know, put them together and see what I can, you know, have, and then have a cool $500 digital asset that I get to carry on my, you know, Counter-Strike character. I don't own a home or a
I got
apartment,
into CS this year.
but
I got into CS probably this year, and I'm learning so much about like the skin system and like cases. Like it is this thing to where when people are like, "Oh, I'm opening cases," everybody shares their screen. So somebody shares their screen so we can watch them open cases.
Because
I'm learning what's good and what's valuable.
It may sound crazy to people who have no experience with this, but that case could potentially have a $2,000 knife in it. It could.
Absolutely, and that's what's so crazy cool.
Don't get me wrong, it won't. Its percentage of chance of happening, I think,
like less than 1%.
No, I think in normal cases for you to pull a knife, it is a 1 in 4,000 chance. So
dang.
Yes, there is a chance, and it does happen. I mean, it happened to me, you know, it does happen, and there were witnesses there that saw that, but
you got 2. Go buy cases.
Share your screen. Don't gamble. Don't do that. Don't do that. Or if you do, understand that, like, yeah, you know, you are gambling in a way. You know, you're trying to get a higher value item. And the other thing that's cool is then when you have the item, you get to go in game and like flex it on people. I had a couple like clutches, and then instantly you just pull out the karambit and start flipping it around your finger, and everyone's like, "Ooh, okay, shit, that dude has $700 worth of pixels in his hand right now. What the fuck?"
Like, oh, look at Rich McGee over here, you know.
And
everybody just assumes you're rich when you get a cool skin.
Yeah, the other crazy thing with Counter-Strike 2 is like it's its skin side has a whole like almost 10-year history now of different patterns being associated with this. There's stickers in the game of a team that was actually banned for throwing one of their match, I Buy Power, way back in the day. So there's still hollow stickers in the game that you could purchase that are of this team that was banned from competition that only played this one event. Well, obviously those are going to be very valuable because people want those now because that's the only one that ever existed. An I Buy Power hollow sticker is about $10,000 currently. And
That's
those
insane
also
for a sticker, bro.
you also have to remember too, those came out in 2014. So that's 10 years of holding on to something to be able to sell it for its value that it now is. Whereas when you bought those capsules are about 50 cents. So
Yeah. Come on, DT, come play CS with us.
come play the skin market.
I would download it. Yeah, I'll give it a go. I mean, I've watched. Is Simple still the dog? Is he the fucking
Simple? He's retired, or not retired. He's taking a break currently. He's still a very good player, but he's not considered the best at the moment. The two best players currently would probably be either Donk from Team Spirit or Zywoo. You could also probably put Monson up there as well. Those are all three European players, but two of them are under 20 years of age, and they just are. Let's put it this way. Well, no, they weren't alive when CS Counter-Strike originally was released. Their whole lives just been grinding and becoming the best they can at this game. And Donk does shit that is ridiculous. Like, it is just it looks like he's hacking, but he's doing it on LAN where they're monitoring his computer and can see that he has no existence. Like that.
He has sharp input when you're online.
They're just
very
like,
sharp input.
what the fuck? How is he doing this shit? It is just ridiculous.
Damn. That is so crazy, dude. I've actually really been enjoying CS lately for sure. I definitely learning more. I don't suck anywhere near as bad as I did like the last time we talked about it.
And I think that's a good thing to point. They're similar, but they're very different.
Dude, so different, bro. Valorant is basically League of CS Overwatch, right? That's how I would That's how I would probably describe
League of
Valorant.
Legends, CS, and Overwatch together. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely, right? There's characters, abilities, fucking skins. You know? But I mean, I like me some Valorant. I'm not even gonna lie.
I heard you said in the last episode you like a little bit of search and destroy as well.
Yeah, I'm a nut for search and destroy. Not gonna lie. I think I don't know what it is about the old school like trash talk where it's like between rounds you get to talk to your enemy. Dude, I love
more of that.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
good.
And the team's 5-0, and they start piping
Someone
up,
gets-
and then you're
someone
like,
gets
"All right,
bullied."
hey, stay in the lobby. Stay in the lobby. I'm gonna invite my
it's like-
friends. Stay in the lobby.
yeah.
Let's run this back." And you're just like,
It's like right when you're about to lose, you're like, all right, pull us, and we all leave, and we all
dude,
back out.
that's a thing that kids today will never experience. COD lobbies back in the day didn't used to break immediately. You would be able to be in a lobby and sit there for as long as you wanted. So essentially you could just run your own like best of tournament series against this other team in the lobby by just inviting your friends. So yeah, that was a legit insult you'd hear. Like someone was playing by themselves, they'd be losing, and they'd be like, all right, stay in the lobby. I'm gonna invite my team. Stay in the lobby. You won't stay in the lobby. That's right. You won't do that. It's like, dude, COD culture was so crazy back in the day.
I miss COD culture for sure. Now those games kind of suck though, dude.
They're still
okay.
the same as they used to. I don't know. The games are fine. I don't know. Maybe it's the culture.
I think it's
around
repetitiveness. Probably
it.
it's
I think
a bit.
also just like overplaying the meta. Like if you're not playing the meta, like what are you doing?
Yeah,
you know?
I was watching COD League. They had their like online qualifiers for their next event this past weekend, and I was watching some of that. And they literally used two guns. They used the MCW and the Rival 9, and that's literally it. They use a submachine gun and one AR, and it's just like it is known. Everyone across the league does that. It's just like shooting 10.5.
You're getting gunned.
Exactly.
You're getting gunned if you straight from that.
Yeah, and it's also kind of cool. COD League, like as a league, doesn't ban items, but the teams come together and have gentlemen's agreements, which I actually think is kind of baller because it's like. Obviously sniping was really good in this year's Call of Duty. A lot of people have been saying like it felt good.
Bro,
it's overpowered. There you go. And so all the teams at the beginning of this year's COD League came together and they're like, all right, no sniping, boys. And they all voted, and all right, now there's been no snipers in the league. And
that is so badass.
I kind of like that aspect of like or they've also like you can only have one smoke per team, and that's been a rule that they all like, all right, we all agree, we vote on that, cool, we like that. And it's not the league making these rules, it's the players coming together and being like, dude, you tried
the
to
game would
break
be
a
better if
hard
it was like
point
this,
with
yeah.
fucking four smokes, man. Like, we're trying to entertain people.
Absolutely.
Like, let's just at least make it so it's just guns are shooting each other and we're trying to have fun like that.
Make it like the old school days, right?
Yeah, and I respect that. I do think that is a cool thing from like the current installation of the COD League. Obviously, I wish I was, I got back into it when Scumpy was still playing, because he was
Scumpy,
just
bro.
so much better.
Fucking beast.
It was ridiculous.
The greatest of all time Call of Duty player, without a doubt, in my opinion, for sure. Scumpy.
I will also say, we were talking about it a little earlier, the Counter-Strike Major that was happening. It was there was an event going on in Dallas this past weekend. Stewie2K, who is a American-born player, won the only. He's
Cloud9.
Cloud9. Cassidy filmed them. He was the only American team to win a major on American soil. They did it in Boston. Cloud9 won the E-League. You guys got me off of that, but the E-League major. And so he came back to stand in for a team. There was a team from European Union, G2, who they had one of their players just, I don't know, had some family event, some emergency, couldn't make it to the event, so they had Stewie2K fill in for them. Stewie has not played professionally in the last 2 years. He has not been scrimming. He has not been practicing. This is essentially like Scott Kemp is coming back to play for Dynasty tomorrow. Think of it like that.
Dude, I love Scott Kemp, bro. That's my boy.
Except the difference is they win the fucking event. They go as, from this team of one stand-in and the other dudes who normally are supposed to play. Everyone's playing a different role, so now think like instead of Hatch playing the Doritos, he has to play the 3, something he can still play, but he doesn't play it all the time. That's not like his main position on the field. And they were able to come to and go through every team and win the event, including FaZe, who is one of the current best teams in the world. Team Spirit, another one that's one of the best teams in the world. So shout out Stewie2K, shout out America. It was amazing. They were playing a French team in the finals, and the French team's captain, or their in-game leaders, his name's Apex. The whole American audience was screaming "fuck you, Apex" during the games. Like, that was one of the chants.
I saw that on Twitter, actually.
Fuck
I saw
you,
that video.
Apex. Yeah, it was great. We love that. We always hate the French. Just
Amen.
Gotta put that out there. Axel,
Except
he's cool.
Oliver.
I was like,
Oliver,
the
Axel's
Goudins
dad.
are okay. The Goudins are cool. They've kind of become Americanized, but everyone else, fuck them.
Oliver's dad, though. He's the man.
Especially Mr. French that works at the
Oliver's
HK booth. He's the
Mr.
worst.
French. Yeah.
Goddamn. Hell yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Love me some America video games, dude.
Why is NA lagging behind Europe and the rest of the world? And
Dude, that is a great question, bro. That is a
Dude.
great question.
Well, okay, so Counter-Strike.
why one major?
Well, Counter-Strike has been a Northern European game its whole entire life. The best teams have always been from Sweden, Norway, Danes, Finland a little bit too as well. Those have always kind of been some of the best. Obviously, there's been examples of teams that came from Brazil that have come through and won some events and done really good. From America, obviously, there's been teams, other Germany, European. There's other teams, but it's always just been consistently a more European game. Whereas other esports are indifferent. In Call of Duty, that's a fucking America esport, goddammit.
Baby.
Fuck
That's like
you,
NASCAR.
China. You
That's
don't
like virtual
beat us in
NASCAR.
Call of Goddamn Duty. But
Yeah.
but if we play League, China and Korea
Right,
will
right.
fuck us
Korea.
up every day of the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
week. And I watched it happen recently, and it's not fun because we suck at those games. But yeah, you wanna get some fucking Activision Call of Duty going on, and yeah, we're the best in the world. So it really is dependent on the game, just like the community around it.
For sure.
But why? What what's culturally about those games?
Here's I can't tell you why, but here's a good example that may help put into perspective a little bit. Tekken 7. It's a pretty big fighting game. It was, it's been competed for years like other big fighting games and similar big tournaments that they have around the world. For the longest time, it was thought that this Korean player was the best in the world, and everyone's like, oh shit,
I know
he's
what
amazing.
Story you're gonna tell. All right, this is sick. All right, yeah.
Out of fucking nowhere, a guy from Iran enters into one of the biggest tournaments for Tekken, and everyone's like, okay, that's cool. We're all right. Yeah, our game's growing. People are spreading around the world. That's
Diversity.
awesome. He beats the entire tournament and wins. He even fucking beats the best player in the world. what people don't realize, Iran has one of the best Tekken communities in the entire world, meaning
And
that
they're shut off from the rest of the world.
yeah,
but
they're like 20th ranked, dude, would be the best in the world before we knew about them, if that makes sense. Like, they are just so much more ahead, but because they don't have as much internet, because fighting games are usually played in LAN, like in together with each other and not played online as much, there is all these reasons. But now it's well known that when it comes to Tekken, Iran has some of the best Tekken players in the entire world. But
dudes,
5 years ago, no one had any clue.
they kind of developed their own new ways of playing the game in their own isolated environment, you know, because they weren't going out to all these other things. It's like, oh, all of a sudden this dude rocks up on scene with
Exactly.
I don't know. I can't play fighting games, but I know what story you're talking about. It's such a great story.
And it's very similar to, like, that's why, you know, Northern European has always been so good at Counter-Strike, because they've always had the best teams. So imagine, you know, let's say, you know, the team that you play in your random weekly practice that you have lined up is just always Dynasty. Well, if you do that for 4 or 5 years, you're just gonna get better, and they're gonna get better as well, because the competition's always kind of rising, and that's just kind of what's happened. You have the ENTS, NIP, you know, just great examples of teams from that area, and then, you know, there's other games, fucking Optic and COD, fucking, you know, the other teams that have just been able to take over because they've been based here in America and we have all the best players for it. I mean, there are examples of international Call of Duty teams, but it's definitely a
Americanized. Yeah, for sure. Damn. Hell yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
I used to follow like Call of Duty, like World League, dude, so closely when I was younger. Like,
yeah, that was like the earlier version.
Like Call of Duty Ghosts, bro. Oh my god, that esports. I thought that was like
Call of Duty Ghosts
so
is when
sick.
I left Call of Duty.
I don't know what it was
ass.
about that.
It was
That was the
absolutely
first one I didn't
ass.
buy.
Yeah, it's the
Really?
same.
That was crazy.
Yep.
Honestly, unpopular opinion, Ghost, good game. Unpopular opinion.
You're wrong. You're just wrong about that, but it's okay. Hatch, do you have anything for our esteemed guest tonight other than gaming topics?
All right, so what was your first big film project? What were you gonna say real quick though?
Remember that dude we saw? Like, I think he was a younger DMG guy. You were like, "Yo, DQ, get this guy. He's about
Film
to
this guy."
He's
I was fucked. Dude, I was sloshed. I was
You gotta shout him
sloshed.
out.
Yeah, little Gavin. That was little Gavin. Shout out to my boy Gavin. I saw that. I saw that post today.
Yeah, you
Okay,
actually
I
did post that
today.
clip. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I commented on that. I was like, "That's my
I haven't
boy."
posted anything.
Oh, okay. The HK
Dude,
Army, the HK page.
It looks like it was your
Oh,
footage.
maybe.
'cause It
Oh,
looked like it was
then
your
it was.
footage.
Okay. All right. So the current deal right now is like I'm giving them my raw footage, and Kenny Rosenberg's like posting like whatever he wants.
Okay.
They told me that they weren't going to use anything from that day, and I was like, "What the heck? They're wearing HK stuff?
Yeah.
It's something. It's money."
You know what's?
Okay, I'm glad they posted it because I haven't even seen. But yeah, there you go. I'm glad we shouted him out.
Okay, that makes
guy.
me laugh because
Love that
from
kid.
my perspective, I thought you were like, you either sent them a reel of like a DMG player because you knew you were coming on tonight or something like that, or you posted it because it was
coincidence.
literally today before you were about to come record with
No
us.
way.
I see a DMG player, on the HK
Sick.
feed.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've been letting them just go at it.
Well, that also is a good segue to. I mean, the most amount of time I've ever talked to you at an event was in Dallas. We had a little bit of time there over at the Sunday Mud Bowl pits and hung out for a bit. We've obviously told our audience about what happened to Hatch. What was your perspective of what happened to Hatch that night?
What are
that
those
day, I
bennies
guess.
called that you guys gave
Hard
me? 'Cause I
AF
had-
Seltzer.
Hard AF.
Shout out Lastra Lopez. It's his company he's connected to.
Yeah, I was standing next to you, and you guys gave me one of those. And I was like, man, these are. I think I only need like half of one of these.
We both had one. We both had one, and I remember looking at each other, being like,
We're like, this is
all right,
a little stronger.
I'm
Dude,
definitely a little
I'm not
ripped
e-
right now.
I'm not even gonna lie. I saw in Verbal's Dallas vlog. There's a clip of me walking back, double fisting the fucking hard AFs, and I'm like walking over, and I'm like, "What's up, Chim?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm coming for him." So, oh man,
How many did you
That
end
was-
up
What else?
having?
What else do you do on a day like that, huh? You know,
right?
That's a
Especially
good
when you
point.
lose. Exactly right. It's like just get away. Just get the sorrows out. You know, just get them out.
But yeah, that was really
Gotta
good.
cheer on my boys. You know.
That was a good ass time. As far
Absolutely.
as first major project, it would have been one of the old Dirter DVDs. You know, I have like a stack of them down here, but I don't remember which one it was. I think the first one I got to put a lot of input on was like Progression.
Oh, I like that one actually.
Which was kind of like more individuals, and Rob let me like edit one or two people's sections, and I was like, oh, this guy Brandon Short, he's sick. We got to get him in here. There were certain players that I got to like kind of like influence of who would be in it, and then I got to cut a few.
I was gonna end with that hatch
here or there, and then it went from like, okay, I get to edit like a section here or there, to then, okay, now you're doing the whole DVD because he has more important stuff to work on. And then after myself like doing all the DVDs for a few years, this is when DVDs are kind of going away. No one's really buying them anymore because we're transitioning into the digital era.
And digital
so downloads,
kind of people tried, but it didn't really take off.
Yeah, it was a really weird time for trying to make money on paintball video stuff. And then Nick Kakuza came on board, who's like an old friend now.
Still in the game today, still shooting for Ghost Boys.
Still in the game, yep. Both legends themselves. I love both those guys. So they kind of like got on board with the Dirter stuff, and then it was like me and those two dudes for a little bit. And then that was just before I kind of like stepped aside, and Nick kind of Kukuza took the show from there.
Nice. I like Kukuza.
Love Nick.
I think he can make a really good like trademark. You know how people have like that trademark sound like at the end of like their films or something like that. I remember this Todd Martinez clip, and he's like, "Quit filming me, Kukuza." I felt like that would be like the perfect like
like
little
producer tag. Yeah,
dude, that would be so good.
Yeah,
like Metro Boomin. You know what I'm saying?
Quit filming me, Kukuza.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hold that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of dope.
I love that one. I feel like, and I'm not even asking for royalties, bro. I just think it's a great idea.
Just putting the idea, free idea.
We'll talk to him. We'll make a deal.
So I like that guy a lot. I think big fan of his content.
It shouldn't go undermentioned, but Art as well. I mean, he does some fucking awesome stuff. He's done a lot of the Ghost Board stuff, so all the editing stuff that you see from them.
He's not someone that you hear a lot about.
Yeah, like the practice report videos. The stuff that they've done for the different documentaries recently. That's all been fucking Art, and he just does it by himself. He doesn't complain. He doesn't say anything. He just gets it done. And I always do love talking to him too. I've hung out with him a lot over kind of by that Ghost Boards area. He's he's a cool dude for sure.
Yeah, love Arthur, love Nick, both those guys.
Cool guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right, so we are starting to get towards the end of our show tonight, and I do want to give Brandon a chance to talk about his little extended time in heaven just briefly. We are going to talk about it more in depth next week, but what really happened, brother? Where were you? Why were you not here at the show? And why did you make us lie?
I was in paradise. All right, so we did the show. Who do we have? Andrew Wyatt. We did that show.
Yep.
That was the last show I was on. And then the following week on that Monday, we flew out to Hawaii, to Maui. And this was a trip that, we booked last year to Maui, but then the Maui fires happened, had to postpone it, and had vouchers for our flights that was going to expire in June. So took it last week of May. Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately it's 5 hours or 3 hours behind or whatever. It just wasn't going to take everything there. It's vacation.
Bring your laptop, bring everything.
Yeah.
One of the nights is just 4 hours you're with us. Michelle's like, what the fuck?
And gonna miss the show. And Ryan, I had an idea of me.
It's a reference. It's a reference. We can
say that. It's a reference that we understand. Yeah. That
all
Ryan
of our
and I
cool
understand.
Friends out there in the audience know.
The sweet kids, the real sweet kids. And so I like the idea. We talked. We made the idea of Danny finally shipping the computer that he said he was going to ship me, and I was just trying to put it together and electrocuted myself. However the hell that happened, I don't know. Ryan made that story up. I don't fucking know.
I was just like, let's just say he tried to fuck something up with the power supply. That makes the most sense, because I'm like, that is actually, kids, that wasn't fake. That is real. Don't fuck with power supplies. You can mess with graphics card, CPU, RAM, whatever the fuck you want inside of it. I don't care. Don't touch the power supply. That shit will kill you. All right, sorry. That's my PSA.
So, we talked about it. talked about how funny it would be. Honestly, I didn't know you guys did it until I woke up Wednesday morning and I saw the post on the Patreon. It just said, goodbye, Brandon,
Brandon.
Whatever. I was like, oh, I think they did it. So I watched it and I'm laughing. Oh fuck, dude!
Nice.
And I woke up to messages as well. Michelle woke up to messages.
So our audience should know.
I actually had so many, bro.
Okay, so we had our page. Okay. If this is your first time watching the show because you're here with Danny, appreciate it. Thank you for coming in. Our Patreon audience gets access to the show earlier than you guys on the public feed. They also get ad-free episodes, bonus episodes. There's a lot of great things they get. Patreon.com/MafiaProductions if you want to get more info over there. But because of that, all of our really close supporters heard it last week and they instantly texted all of us. Mike Ryan, I am so sorry, buddy.
So sorry.
I am sorry, buddy.
I had to bite my tongue.
I lied to you once, and then from there I was like, I'm just not gonna respond. I'm sorry. So I left you on delivered for a week. I saw your text. I just didn't want to open it because I didn't want to have to keep lying to you. But yes, Brandon is alive. So it is interesting now because today is the day that the episode came out on the public feed when we're recording the next one. We are getting so many texts about people saying, is Brandon okay?
Yes.
Schwartz Cable, you didn't have to donate. Sorry, Schwartz Cable, you didn't have to super chat $20. I never asked for your money. Okay, and you're not getting a refund. I want that to be honest. But at the same time, buddy, thank you, I guess. So, yeah, it has been a crazy... It has been the type of thing that a part of me was like, fuck, what did we do? And then the other part of me is
now
like,
if one of us dies, they're not gonna believe us.
True. The other part of me is like, if you stop early, it kills it. So it was like, once the bomb lifted off and we said on the show he died, you have to commit until he's back. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of people. Christopher, not going to be responding to you this week until you hear the update. Love all you guys. Thanks for supporting the show. But
you still sent me the code word of the week too. How's that?
Dude,
Whatever.
I posted a picture on my story of me and Brandon. I said, "Gonna miss you, buddy," with a heartbreak emoji.
Lasher also helped out with the trolling.
I got about that one. Oh man,
I got asked at the field. I got asked this past weekend of like, "Hey, what's going on? Are you leaving the team?" I was like, "Oh, no, no, hold on."
That actually is bad that you went to the field, but
since we were talking about this, Cody actually from last week.
Did he text
Cody
you?
Collins,
he just texted me as well.
He just texted me, yeah, with the picture of his DM. Yeah, I've gotten on this show. I've gotten messages about asking if I'm okay.
Yo, did Brandon really pass?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Michelle. She didn't want to she didn't want to say anything. She thought it was funny, but she didn't want to play into it. So she was still posting stuff from Hawaii.
But not with you, dude. I was so happy. I was so proud of her.
If you look closely, my legs are back there.
She did little things. Okay,
like, I'm there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she tagged me at all.
But she did a good job. She didn't tag you, but she did a lot of like food pictures and stuff. So it's like, if you just looked at her thing, you couldn't tell. Like there was nothing confirming Brandon was alive. So yeah, this is.
It made it seem like she was a grieving widow that got the life insurance money early, bro.
It was in Hawaii.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Paradise. She was enjoying it.
It gets this news immediately to Hawaii,
which was funny. I did have to tell some people because they were like, "How's Michelle handling it?" I was like, she's okay. Like her family's there with her. She has a big family, and they're helping her out. But I'm done lying about this. Everyone else, I'm just not gonna respond. So when you see this episode, I'm sorry. That's why I didn't respond. This is my favorite prank that we've done on 97 weeks of doing this show. Brandon, thank you for saying that we could do this with you being gone, because that was the big thing. If you weren't uncomfortable with it, I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna kill off one of my best friends if he was like, no, that's not gonna be good. I think maybe we mentioned on the show, but your dad on the Patreon version, he commented, "Rest in peace to my son?" ? He was like, what the fuck? Like, imagine that's how you hear your son has passed away.
Yeah, I think he started listening to that episode and called me like a few days later, not even questioning that. He just like called me up and just
knew you were fine.
Yeah, knew I was in Hawaii and everything. And then I told him, he was like, "Oh yeah, I started listening to it." Like, oh, all right, thanks, Dad. No,
wait, I think that's
No worries
That
about
actually
me
is
actually
a
being
little
dead.
sad.
You know,
I
what,
guess.
you know what that says? That says low key. There's an FTS multiverse, and this isn't even the real Brando. You know, FTS multiverse.
Could be true. Dude, hey,
You know?
all I'm saying has played the game,
I had no
killed one of
reaction.
their fucking hosts. Has Spick and Span done a dead host segment yet? No, they fucking haven't. Because they're pussies and they don't do content like we do over here at From the Sidelines.
I agree. What'd you think of my funeral attire, Brando? What'd you think of my funeral attire?
That I think I woke Michelle up with my laughter, with me holding in my laughter in the bed.
Let's go.
In Hawaii, dude. I was like, damn, that's everyone's son. The fuck is Hatch wearing? What the
Yeah, I had like on a button-up shirt and I was like taking it seriously, and then Hatch wore a fucking Fortnite costume.
Yeah. Oh, and Joe, if you're listening to this, I do not wear a size 7 shoe, motherfucker.
He
God
literally
damn it,
said
fucking-
after the show, he's like, I hope Brandon heard that joke.
You really did say that. You did say
Let's
that.
go. Okay.
Oh man, I love Joe.
Fuck it. This is what I love about Brandon too. When he's not here, he still listens to the show. You listen to the live from Dallas one, right, as well?
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
So we can never get a joke by him. He's gonna hear it. We can never just
He
bully
knows.
him without hearing. If Hatch isn't here, we can say whatever we want.
But sadly, you're stuck with me.
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
but I
Yeah,
mean, like,
he
if there's
ain't missing
ever
a
a
show.
week that you miss, yeah, you just he'll never know what was said. It'll just be
You know,
a
'cause the
2-hour
thing
gap
is-
of time.
I'll be a
We'll do a
realistic
secret
guy.
show.
Right?
Secret
I'll
show.
be a realistic guy. There probably will be an episode I will miss. There probably will be something that comes up, you know, to where real life happens. You know, you never know. But so I just want to say that just so people don't get mad if I ever do miss an episode. So what's up, boy?
There you go. Your
set myself a
internet,
net to be
your
caught in.
internet is dying right now, currently.
Bro,
love that.
okay.
Love that for you. I will say,
I'm sorry.
DQ, do you have any experience with faking a death out there? Is this something you've ever been involved with in your media
You ever thought
content
about it?
world?
Definitely nothing I could speak publicly about. You know,
Oh,
of
okay.
course.
Good to know. Good to know.
You know,
Statute of limitations. I get it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I know where to. You know, we got the Everglades nearby.
Look, I was gonna say, look at that
Pretty easy to-
stash. He's killed someone.
Hell yeah! And he uses a mustache. to
Dude,
hide the emotion,
Hatch.
like that he's
Hatch, you sound like a
against
robot.
killing
Hatch,
somebody.
shut up. Hatch, you sound like an absolute robot. And I don't know if it's me, but you're coming in with 2 syllables a minute, which does suck because I actually was going to have you talk about a topic here, and then we are going to close out the show. So hopefully his internet rebuffs here shortly, and that's why I'm stretching and buying him time. Test it out now, Hatch.
Dude. Yeah.
I see it bouncing around.
Loud
Better.
and clear.
Okay, at least
That's
your
no better.
audio's coming
We're
through now.
okay,
That's
we're
better.
okay.
Yeah, he was
We're
doing the
okay.
Transformers voice earlier.
All right. You
The,
definitely got to let me know if that shit starts happening. You definitely got to let me know.
yeah, well, for sure.
I appreciate that.
Like earlier on in the show when we went from all of our fun joyous bits to a little bit more serious of a topic, we do have to do that sadly one more time on tonight's show. We are coming to the end of it, but I did want to let Hatch kind of have a moment of the show here, so I'm just take it away, buddy. It's all you.
Is he frozen?
He's fucking frozen. I swear
he's
to God,
frozen.
dude. No way.
Oh,
That's
my
crazy.
God.
That's crazy, right? When I say those words, it happens.
Wow.
But yeah, no. I like how Hatch also is. He usually had the good internet, and you've had the bad internet, and now you have the good internet, and he is the bad internet.
You know, it's it sucks, it's a little trade.
What are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
I mean,
All right, he's moving again. We have movement. Is he?
you hear us?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, there you go. You were frozen there for a second,
No way. Are
buddy.
you serious?
Yeah, yeah,
Are we actually?
yeah. No,
Oh,
can you
shit.
hear me?
All right. I can hear. I
Okay.
could hear you guys that whole time.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I was like, holy shit, my internet's about to fucking go out. Hopefully that does not happen.
All right. Well, let's.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
We
good
get-
now. So go ahead. Yeah, jump into it.
Yeah. All right. So, one thing I want to say to everybody: hold your pets extra close tonight. Honestly, a member of the podcast, low key. I had to, my baby girl Callie was set free yesterday morning. She. I don't really know how to describe. My mom painted this painting of Callie right here, right? You've probably seen her in the background of plenty of podcasts, right? That one hurt like a motherfucker. Not even gonna lie. So, just want to say, everybody, hold your pets close. She was my best friend, and I hope all dogs live forever. I hope from now on, everybody's pets live forever. So, I just want to say thank you, Callie, for helping me get through life, through every breakup. It's crazy, dude. We had to dig 6-foot hole through some crazy hard fucking ground. Needed an auger to get through it. But luckily, I had a great group of people around me with my best friend JB, and it would have been disastrous if I had to do it by myself. And I was an emotional wreck. Thank you to my girlfriend Tegan, who was definitely there for me. She was helping me out, right? And the thing is, I get home from practice, right? And I immediately have to rush to the ER from practice. So I've been up since 4 a.m. at this point, right? Go all the way to the ER 8 p.m. at this point. We wait in the parking lot because it's so busy. We wait in the parking lot in the freezing fucking cold all the way up until 3 a.m. when they let us in, and then put her to rest at 4, took her home, gave her a burial she needed. So yeah, gonna miss my baby girl for sure. And I appreciate you guys for letting me talk about this. And it's as composed as I look, I am trying my absolute fucking best.
No, you're fine, man.
That shit is fucking wild.
Yeah, it's funny. I gave him a shout out a little bit ago, but it's funny, if there's one person who could probably sympathize with you, it's Schwartz Cable. There's something about dogs, and there's something about the bond that we form with dogs that fuck people. They mean more than people. And
I agree for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've lost 3 in my life, and I have a 4th now, and at some point she won't be here anymore. But while she's here, I'm gonna love her as much as I can. And yeah, she, they also do their job. They help you, get through life and make everything more just easier and better. And yeah, so no, dogs are the GOAT. Dogs are the best. Rest in peace to our sweet Princess Callie.
Yep.
May you run in the forever farm fields of
without ever getting tired.
The glory sky. Yeah.
Yep. So I just want to say thank you guys for letting me speak my piece.
Course,
I appreciate
man.
you guys. I was lucky because the decline, she had cancer, right? The decline happened, no joke, so fucking fast. I had her at practice last weekend, running around doing laps with everybody. And then I get home, she's like whimpering. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? She's like pushing her fucking head out the door to get to me. And pretty sure that the cancer got to her brain, and the neurologically, dude, Saturday, right? We were supposed to have a double day this weekend, but I knew I shouldn't have left her home by herself. So I stayed home. Dude, she was running in the backyard, and then by the night, dude, she couldn't use her back legs, right? Or she was struggling to use her back legs. Sunday morning, couldn't use her back legs. By the time I get home, she can barely use her front legs. And it was just a horrible sight to see. I never wanted to see my baby like that. It was cool because I had my boy JB put her in a wagon so we could get one last walk around the neighborhood. Let her see what was up. Got her a cheeseburger with extra love from McDonald's. She loved that shit. She's gone too soon for sure. So I'm just appreciated all the time I got to have with her. And thank you for this moment, Ryan. I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, of course, man. No, you don't have to thank me for that. Yeah, no, that's...
She's a sweet girl.
Yeah, that's dogs, bro. They connect with us, they touch us, and then they leave, because fucking... Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah, it's rough.
But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's try to get back on track here. Close out the episode of the podcast tonight. This has been a great one, episode 97 of the podcast. I think we had a lot of awesome stories, a lot of culmination of a lot of different things. And I'm glad that we got to bring back our best friend. And when we close out a show like this, we got a couple things we do every single week. We actually get to do them this week. So code word of the week. I'm actually gonna steal this one from you, Hatch. I'm just gonna make it Callie. Just in remembrance of her.
Absolutely, for Callie.
Yeah, just for Callie, whatever you guys want to say. Gone, but definitely not forgotten.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. I'm probably gonna try to put this painting maybe put that jersey, move it down here, and move this chair completely that's resting on it. Have Callie up there. In
the Hall of Legends with Jerry.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
got Jerry Caro. Yep. Hell yeah.
Yourself up there, you're also a legend. So there you go.
I like that. I like that jersey though. What can I say? So
that kind of works.
what's
But
up
yeah,
there.
the other thing that we do every week, and we actually didn't have it last week, we have a cool guy of the week. So Brandon Baird, who is our cool guy of the week?
that was
Cool
quick.
guy
That was
of the
quick.
week.
Oh, we get
Oh,
Asmund
yeah, I
on
had it.
Reddit? Okay.
No. So he posted it. This is not
I-
him though. Not
I have
Asmund
seen
Gold.
this. Yep.
Yep. So these are three cool guys of the week.
I have definitely seen this. This shit
Yeah,
is sick.
Malu. I don't know how to pronounce it. The
Malu.
Chinese guys. Not like that.
What?
It's three friends that made like an actual simulator of like the
World
inside
of
of a tank.
Tanks.
Yeah,
You
full
know,
World of Tanks.
G29.
Yeah. What,
Dude,
what game are they
like-
playing? Is that what
World-
game are they playing?
It's World of Tanks. That's what they're playing. Or
World of
maybe
Tanks.
War
Yeah,
Thunder.
okay.
That is some of that in there too.
Dude, it is badass. Like rotating the turret.
Oh,
someone
I
rotating the
see. I
turret,
just saw that.
driving,
Got
firing.
pneumatic
Broke.
They
pistons.
broke it.
Yeah, they keep breaking it because they have like full
it is-
pneumatic shit on.
It is fucking awesome.
Dude, that is, bro. That is like a folding table that they're on. Like, how is that supporting all that shit?
Yeah, your sim is some pussy shit, Danny.
Yeah, you gotta get one of those. Danny. Come
Clearly,
on.
yeah. What the hell? I need this
Dude.
cannon in my life.
And then they have to like load the water bottles in. I think that part's sick
Wait.
too.
What do you think the smoke is? That's got to be like a just
Vape tricks. It's all good.
Vape tricks.
the biggest.
Bro, the recoil on the table though. That shit is
that's
sick.
the whole
Fucking
table bounces.
awesome.
Dude.
No, they filmed it pretty well. What do you think? It's
Yeah.
like the mouth guard GoPro? Or
It
what
probably
this?
is, yeah, because it's that like first person GoPro angle.
Perfect first.
There's so many angles.
I like how you instantly start breaking down the cinematography.
Yeah, of course. I'm like the worst.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
watching
yeah,
them.
dude.
Of course. Like, all right, how would I shoot this? He's on
He
it.
just put the round he just fired back in. What the fuck? How does that work?
Well, you know,
Yeah.
they're using 2-liter water bottles, right? It's,
It's not that hot. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, the video I just posted, that guy kind of tries to explain what's going on and everything. Dude, it's just fucking cool. If I had this, oh man,
That shit is sick,
Brandon
bro.
would play games with us if he had that.
Well, I mean, I'm
I
halfway there.
played-
Ryan needs to get on it. Is what
God
sounds
damn it,
like.
yeah. Next
We-
week, you guys
we
see
could
me.
all-
I'm in like my battle station. I just like just rotating
got the
shit.
helmet strapped on.
Yeah, one of those like dome desks where it's like it goes all the way around you, like from the front, you know, where you're in like a lean back Dr. Octavius chair.
Running down the street. We gotta go. We gotta
Oh, you muted, Ryan?
Oh, did it mute me up?
Yeah,
that was weird.
we're good
But yeah,
now.
just gotta have the thing just going down the street. All of us just just go. I don't know. That'd be fun as fuck driving the tank.
Hell
My own
yeah.
tank sim. Well, the cool guy of the week, code word of the week. Those are the two things that we do. If you are new to the show, make sure you drop a rating for our show. If you're on Spotify or YouTube or Apple Podcasts, whatever public platform you listen to us on, drop a like or a rating. Seriously, it helps us out a ton. It is free for you to do. It costs no money and it takes 3 seconds of your time. Just go down right now, scroll to the bottom, drop a 5-star on either Apple Podcast or Spotify. I will greatly appreciate it. Seriously, go do it. Did you do it? Did they do it? Brandon, tell them to do it.
Go fucking do it.
That's what I thought.
Christ.
Fucking bitch, rate the show. Also, subscribe
Yeah,
on
straight
the
up.
platforms on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and all those others. You can hit the sub button or follow button. It'll just give you a notification when the next episode of the podcast is live and ready to go. We also have the Patreon, like I mentioned earlier, patreon.com/Mafia_Productions. That's where you'll get access to the show early. You'll get ad-free versions of it, as well as bonus content and extra episodes available when those do come out. We do have the Lastro Lopez and myself. We had a 2-man show that we did down at the Dallas event together, which can never come out to live because of all the stuff we talk about, which is very funny. So go check that out. Go check out the Patreon. There is a free trial as well if you just want to kind of dip your toes in and see what we offer over there. We also have the merch website, XXV the label. I have the Stabbers Don't Get Stabbed shirt on today. We also have other examples. Hatch
boy.
has the podcast shirt on.
What's up, boy?
DQ,
I'm on there too.
that's
Hell
DQ's
yeah.
merchandise. Wait, you're on XXV as well?
Yeah. The dog.
Yeah, so there you go. So either
I'm
grab some
probably
of
buried in there somewhere. You might have to go through my
same thing.
Instagram.
Yeah,
but,
find us, find DQ, get some merchandise, support XXV
There
the
you go,
label. They help
support us.
out a lot of us. As well, we also have the 3 sponsors on our show, liquidiv.com. Did you ever make one tonight, Brandon?
Hell yeah, I did.
You did?
Right,
Okay,
as soon as
off
it came
screen?
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
fuck
fucking
yeah.
really died.
We'll chug it. Start chugging. Just start chugging. This is something we missed last week.
Start chugging, bro.
LiquidIV.com is where you can go and get more information about this awesome product. They have all their great flavors and stuff available. Use promo code Mafia_Muffin and save 20% off and get free shipping at LiquidIV.com. We also have NECTR Energy, NECTR.energy. That's where you can find more information about the awesome energy pouch. One of the first available in the world with caffeine and a neurotropic available for you. They have their great flavors at NECTR.energy, NECTR.energy. Use code MafiaProductions, all one word. Get a buy two, get one free coupon for their website. And last but not least, Welts Clothing. Nice hat, Brandon. Keep struggling. Go grab your Welts Clothing over at weltsclothing.com. Yeah, use promo code FTS to save some money there. We also do have a new promo code for Kirgo. We haven't talked about it as much yet, but for the gambling stuff that's going to be coming up for the next event, we do have a new promo code that goes under FTS as well. So if you once you get signed up over there, you have to use it on sign up. It's just you type in FTS, the 3 letters, and you'll get a 12% cash back offer. So definitely worth doing if you're going to go sign up and gamble at Kirgo and bet on the next NXL games. Obviously, we're going to have the pick show and all the stuff normally that we do for those events. So stay tuned for that. It will be coming here shortly. Danny, you're heading out to Atlantic City, correct?
I will be there.
Cool.
Let's
I will
go.
not.
Let's go.
AC is it's one of the first events I will be missing in the past 4 years, which is crazy. But it's just so fucking expensive to get out there, and it made no financial
film some
sense.
Stuff for you, bro. We'll take some stuff for you.
So have fun. Make some good stories, guys.
Amen.
Be responsible, and yeah, I'll be waiting to hear all about it when we get back. And
Are
you
the hard
guys,
AF's gonna be there?
Lastro's not going to be there, so and I don't think
I'm
they're
going.
in
Not going.
New Jersey yet. Oh, you're out. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, hardafseltzer.com. There you go. There's that one too. Let's wrap this on up. If you guys want to check out another episode of the show, we will be live here next week, next Tuesday on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you listen to us on. This has been From the Sidelines, episode number 97. My name is Ryan Mafia Moffitt. For our guest, Danny Quinn, or DQ Films. Always catches me off guard because either one works. Great guy. We're glad to have him on tonight. We also have our 2 hosts, Stephen Hatch and Brando Baird.
Yeah, baby.
This has been, like I said, From the Sidelines, episode 97. We will catch you guys on the next one. Do the thing, Hatch.
Bye.
See you guys later.